Coach, first game of this double week. You're back home, back to your strong place at Oaxaca. You have shown in the last months you're playing much better than away. What is the game plan for tonight against Fenerbahce?
Fenerbahce is in a very good momentum now. They play very good basketball. And of course, we need to take more attention now with two players. They are very active, especially in offense. Nigel Hayes and Guduric. We need to play aggressive with them, and we need to find also fast break points to improve the score, because if we improve the score, it will be better for us.
How are you doing with injuries?
Well, the injuries, nothing special. So we don't have everybody knows that about Lesort and Yurtseven. All other players will be on the court.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
So first game in this double week, you are back at home. I know you guys feel more confident when you play at home. How do you think it's going to help you tonight?
We're the home away. We got to play together. We got to play confident and just trust each other out there.
So what would you think is going to be your advantage tonight, besides that you're playing home court?
We had a good couple of days of practice, and everyone's been preparing the last 3 days for this double week, so we're very confident and ready to play.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Coach, welcome to Athens. Welcome to a familiar place for you, like Oaxaca. What is the game plan for tonight?
Well, the game plan would be to try to slow them down. You know, their numbers in Oaxaca, like you said, are 20 points up from their numbers on the road. So here is the most important, not to make them feel comfortable somehow, not to, get the crowd into the game. But obviously, easier said than done,
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
First game of this double week away from home in a tough arena like Oaxaca. What is the game plan for tonight?
Try to have a very calm first quarter. They're a very, very great team at home. Their numbers are incredible, especially in the first quarter. And our numbers are not so incredible away games in the first quarter. So it would definitely be to try to keep everything as not electric, not exciting, and not as fireworks as possible.
Thank you, Nigel. Good luck.
Thank you.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with
Here now, in this game, one goal, one team. Fight for that possession, gotta act fast. Another shot, another pass. The city comes to life and they got something to say. Come on, let's go. I feel devotion.
Panathinaikos welcome Fenerbahce. Oh, counted! Boom, gone. Oh my word. Get out of here! What did I just see? We welcome you to the rivalry series game in round 25 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, and it is set to be a pressure-filled night here at the home of the defending champions. Panathinaikos, stumbling on the road in defence of their crown, will look to summon the power of the Oaxaca as they welcome the continent's form team, Fenerbahce. The Turks arrive from Istanbul on a current league-best 6-game win streak, surging to within touching distance of top spot in the standings. Not just that, but they're the best road team in the competition, winning 8 out of 11 on their travels. Through the season, they're the second-best defensive side, and in 2025, they've also added the offense. But Šarūnas Jasikevičius, who won a EuroLeague championship as a player here, is focusing on his former team tonight.
Well, the game plan would be to try to slow them down. You know, their numbers in Oaxaca, like you said, are 20 points up from their numbers on the road. So here is the most important, not to make them feel comfortable somehow, not to, get the crowd into the game. but obviously easier said than done.
Panathinaikos survive, having lost 3 of their last 4 to fall out of the top 4, but all of those defeats have come on the road. Here at the Olympic Park in Athens, they've won each of their last 6 and 9 out of 11 through the campaign. Injuries have left them short-handed at centre, but Ergin Ataman will hope their fans can help inject much-needed energy again tonight.
Fenerbahce is in a very good momentum now. They play very good basketball. And of course, we need to take more attention now with 2 players. They are very active, especially in offense. Nigel Hayes and Guduric. We need to play aggressive with them, and we need to find also fast break points to improve the score, because if we improve the score, it will be better for us.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with
Here now, in this game, one goal, one team. Fight for that possession, gotta act fast. Another shot, another pass. The city comes to life and they got something to say. Come on, let's go. I feel devotion.
Panathinaikos welcome Fenerbahce.
Boom, gone. Oh! Oh my word! Oh, get out of here! What did I just see?
We welcome you to the rivalry series game in round 25 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. It is set to be a pressure-filled night here at the home of the defending champions. Panathinaikos, stumbling on the road in defence of their crown, will look to summon the power of the Awaka as they welcome the continent's form team, Fenerbahce. The Turks arrive from Istanbul on a current league-best 6-game win streak, surging to within touching distance of top spot in the standings. Not just that, but they're the best road team in the competition, winning 8 out of 11 on their travels. Through the season, they're the second-best defensive side, and in 2025, they've also added the offense. But Sharunas Jassikavicius, who won a EuroLeague championship as a player here, is focusing on his former team tonight.
Well, the game plan would be to try to slow them down. You know, their numbers in Oaxaca, like you said, are 20 points up from their numbers on the road. So here is the most important, not to make them feel comfortable somehow, not to, you know, get the crowd into the game. But obviously, easier said than done. You know?
Panathinaikos arrive having lost 3 of their last 4 to fall out of the top 4, but all of those defeats have come on the road. Here at the Olympic Park, they've won each of their last 6 and 9 out of 11 throughout the campaign. Injuries have left them short at centre, but Ergin Ataman will hope their fans can help inject much-needed energy again this evening.
Fenerbahce is in a very good momentum now. They play very good basketball. And of course, we need to take more attention now with 2 players. They are very active, especially in offense. Nigel Hayes and Guduric. We need to play aggressive with them, and we need to find also fast break points to improve the score, because if we improve the score, it will be better for us.
Welcome now inside the Oaxaca, where it's Panathinaikos, Aktor, Athens against Fenerbahce, Beko, Istanbul. A huge rivalry series game in round 25 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. A very good evening from me, Tim Long, here in Athens, alongside former EuroLeague and NCAA champion George Zidek. George, the fortress of the defending champions against the road warriors from Istanbul. Something has to give here tonight.
Well, what a game we got here, Tim. It's great to be alongside you here at the Oaxaca Arena, the newly reconstructed. It's the first time for me to be here, and I expect a superb atmosphere here, as you would expect from a game that has 2 teams that are in top 5 in the standings going against each other. And it gets even better because, as you said, the best road team against one of the 3 teams that have lost only 2 home games here during the season. Here we have the fixtures for round 25. We're already starting in Istanbul with Anadolu Efes taking on Real Madrid with 4 more games. A reminder, it's a double week this week to be played today, and we will round up round 25 with 4 games tomorrow.
10 rounds to go, the competition red hot, just 1 win separating 4th from 10th. Fenerbahce and Olympiacos, the only 2 teams with a bit of breathing room in the postseason, places Panathinaikos level on wins with 4th, which brings that prize of home court advantage in the playoffs, yet only inside the playoff positions on points differential over Bayern.
Well, it's been a spectacular season so far. As you are looking at the standings history, every game matters. That's the motto of the EuroLeague. It is the devotion time, and I'm looking forward to this game very much so. It is really a game of truth, in my opinion, for Panathinaikos. because they really need and want to make a statement here with a win against the top 3 team in the standings.
We'll focus on Fener first. It's a new team in Charas' first full season on the bench. Injuries, especially in the backcourt, saw them struggle for offensive cohesion early in the campaign. Now, George, they've got some guards back and they're flying.
Well, they are clicking, and with the addition of Eric McCollum, the 37-year-old guard, it's been a 6-game winning streak that you mentioned. Marko Guduric playing some great basketball in the winning streak. So Fenerbahce really the hottest, perhaps the hottest team in the competition at the moment.
The pleasantries before the basketball court turns into a battlefield here tonight.
Well, we got a key players. First is Nigel Hayes-Davis. He's been playing spectacular basketball. He's a great offensive threat. He's managed to score 20 or more points on 7 occasions in this season, as we are looking at his season averages of 17.1 points, close to 5 rebounds. He is really playing very comfortably under coach Charas Jasikevicius. Eric McCollum is the 37-year-old, has been added 4 games ago, and it's been only wins here for Eric McCollum, and I think this is a perfect fit for him because he is not feeling any kind of a pressure to perform, and he's signing at this later stage of his career with a possible title contender. A spectacular fit so far.
For Panathinaikos, injuries have hit hard in the center position. Their 2 main options, Lesor and Yurtseven, both out for a significant period. So they're leaning on their stacked backcourt to carry the load.
Well, and they have to also count on Vayne and Gabriel that needs to stay out of foul trouble. That's the key. But their firepower clearly is with the guards. They have plenty of options to go. So we can expect a fast-paced tempo game. They want to score points, and exactly that's what Coach Charas Jasikevicius spoke about. We're gonna have to find a way to stop them. It's easier said than done, and they're just gonna have to do it, Fenerbahce, if they wanna come out with a victory.
It's the kind of night where a multiple-time champion guard and captain should look to take the game by the scruff of the neck.
Well, but Kostas Sloukas is playing better basketball in this season in the last 2 games. He's scored 16 points and 22 in last 2 games. The last one, 22 against Milan, 16 against Žalgiris in this very building. So this is Kostas Sloukas that we have known, and this is the only true center that Coach Adaman is leaning on as Vayne and Gabriel. He's a late signee from Maccabi to transfer in-season transfer, and he had a very good game here statistically in that last home game. And the key head-to-head matchup with Kendrick Nunn taking on Marko Guduric. We spoke about Kendrick Nunn. Of course, he's a number 2 scorer in the EuroLeague competition with 20 points per game. And on the other side, it's Marko Guduric. His average at 11.2 doesn't stand out so much as Nunn's, but he's been playing a lot better lately, especially the last 2 games.
Over the 6-game win streak, 16.7 points, 4.2 assists a game for Guduric. And here we see the tail of the tape through the season. Panathinaikos 5th in points scored, 6th in points allowed through the season. They're high in assists and shooting percentages. Fenerbahce only 13th out of the 18 teams in points, but the number 1 offense, George, since the turn of the year.
Well, I just wrote out all the statistical categories that these teams stand out in the top 5, and it's a long, long list. So we have a great matchup coming up here in the Oaxaca Arena. As you said, the Road Warriors of Fenerbahce taking on the strong home team, Panathinaikos of Athens, the defending champions. They are scoring, as you mentioned, 20 points more than they do on the road. Really a team of 2 faces, and a very strong face for the Greens of Panathinaikos here in this building.
Subplots on the benches. Sergen Ataman taking on a team from his hometown against whom he battled against for 6 years as Efes head coach. And Šarūnas Jasikevičius, who won the last of his 4 EuroLeague championships as a player here with Panathinaikos in 2009. The stage set for a huge rivalry series game in round 25 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. It is second place Fenerbahce on their 6-game win streak, who arrive at the home of the defending champions Panathinaikos, who've won their last 6 in a row here. Marko Guduric has been Fenerbahce's leader through that streak.
What an interesting matchup it was in round 5. That was the first time that these 2 clubs met in this season. It was a win on the road for Panathinaikos by 5 points, 76-81. And I think there's a player on Fenerbahce squad that's got an extra motivation. It's Nigel Hayes-Davis. because as you know, it was the worst game of the season for Nigel Hayes. He had only 3 points and 0 rebounds in 24 minutes. Statistically, a glitch on this superstar's resume. So I think that he's going to be coming into this game with a lot of extra motivation.
With the guards getting fit, they've won that 6 games in a row, which started with the Istanbul derby, and over the course of the last 5 games, 93.2 points per game for his team. The previous games this season, only 78.4 points a game. They have really turned the corner.
Well, and you have to mention the 2 tough road wins that they managed to pull out. There was at Zvezda and at Olympiacos, real remarkable victories, and a show of a lot of character there for Fenerbahce.
The big build-up now for the defending champions in this building that gives them such a big boost.
Would you believe that it's a 20-point boost? The difference is just remarkable in this season. The record here in this building is 9-2. If you compare it to 5-6, a losing record on the road. And Coach Ademan spoke about it a lot before this game. He said, we are really focusing on winning all the remaining home games here in this building. That's really crucial for our psyche, for our form, heading down to the playoffs.
Not just focusing on, but needing to win every remaining home game. What does that tell you about how he feels about their road form?
Well, I think that, you know, they're in a tough spot right now with Vanian Gabriel being the only true center. They're going to have to improvise. They're going to have to shoot the ball really well, share the ball, make the extra pass, and knock down some tough outside shots. So he knows that this is not a perfect time of the season. But as you know him, he is the eternal optimist.
Well, the last time they were under immense pressure, they had their 2 worst ever losses under Ergin Ataman back-to-back. That was just before Christmas by 18 at Partizan, the next game by 26 at Efes. Some said that was the start of the end for the coach, but they answered with 5 straight wins in which they averaged 98.8 points. They broke their scoring record under Ataman 3 times. 4 of those wins coming here. 103 points against Milan, 104 against Baskonia, 111 against Bologna. They were also the first ever team to win at Bayern's new arena. But a couple of defeats in Spain in the last double week at Barcelona and Baskonia. They ground out a come-from-behind win against Žalgiris in the last game here, then lost by 12 in Milan last week. So 3 defeats in their last 4, George.
Well, I thought it was a tough loss, especially at Milan, because Milan was short-handed. They were coming on the heels of a big defeat at Anadolu Efes, and it was almost like a foregone conclusion before the game in Milan, but Milan just pulled out a remarkable effort, and Panathinaikos lost.
Well, you can hear already the kind of energy that this place provides Panathinaikos. And Ergin Ataman has said it is a critical week if they want to get to the playoffs and the Final Four. And that's because, of course, he's targeting that home court advantage, finishing top 4, crucial for Panathinaikos and indeed Fenerbahce.
Well, knowing how important it is to have a home court advantage in EuroLeague, in playoffs, this is exactly what you're shooting for if you are a coach, placing your team in 1-4 position to secure that home court advantage.
The starting 5 for Fenerbahce: Guduric, Žagers, Hayes Davis, Coulson and Chandler, who's been key. And he'll look to try and bring Vanian Gabriel away from the paint to help his team.
And that's exactly what they want, because Vanian Gabriel has established himself as a presence defensively, being in top 5 as a shot blocker. There's been a remarkable addition, not easy to come in and provide in place of Matthias Lesor. Here's a starting lineup for Panathinaikos. Actor Athens is Jerian Grant, Kendrick Nunn, Cedi Osman, Giannis Papapetrou, and Vanian Gabriel. So a bit of a surprise there with Giannis Papapetrou in the starting lineup. It's been a little bit of a shaky up and down season for Giannis. His relationship with head coach Ademan a little bit in question, so he's getting the call of confidence and making a start in the game here today in the rivalry week.
And that makes it a smaller lineup for Panathinaikos as well, as he replaces Juancho Hernan Gomez in the front line alongside Cedi Osman, 2 players that play by trade at the 3 position. So an interesting tactical twist from coach Ergin Ataman here tonight.
Well, they're going to have to go fast. They're going to have to shoot from the outside, and they are certainly capable of that. And if you spoke about the power of this arena, the power of the Green Nation that's here supporting him. It looks out again to be a sold-out game. I think this is exactly what they're shooting for, getting the extra boost from the fans and making it a spectacular, high-scoring game.
Kendrick Nunn, the league leader in average threes made, usually does something very special when he plays here on this court. Panathinaikos in need of something special in tough circumstances here tonight. And Coach Atterman issued that rallying call. Panathinaikos usually responds in front of their army of 18,000. It is sold out here at the Oaka tonight. Despite the turbulent travels, they've won 6 in a row in this building, 9 out of 11 this season. They've poured in over 95 points a game here. Tonight they need all the power the Green Palace can provide, because Fenerbahce, the form team on the continent, averaging around 92 points on their 6-game win streak, the best road team in the competition, winning 8 out of 11. It is a mouth-watering matchup in the race for the playoffs, and it's Greece against Turkey.
Well, just looking at the pre-game interview of Kendrick Nunn, I saw a lot of focus in the way that he was talking about the game.
A huge celebration behind the basket that Panathinaikos are attacking from the start. You see, the 3rd of February, 1908 is the banner. It was the 117th anniversary of Panathinaikos as a sports club just yesterday. So gate 13, where they're stationed here at the Oaka, to make it a little bit extra to boost this club here tonight, but they can't convert on their first possession.
Well, it was an effort to establish Raiden Gabriel, give him some confidence in the post. He made a good move, but missed it.
Backdoor, Guduric in behind, blows the 2, but gets a second bite of the cherry.
That was a great passing by Serta Chenla, who likes to step out to the three-point line. This time he didn't shoot it, but made a great pass to Guduric.
Here is Gabriel bumping bodies with Chandler, puts a foul on his opposing centre straight away.
That was an easy call for the referees to make, as Chandler lost his balance and leaned towards Raiden Gabriel, who took it strong to him. There you see Chandler is not really agreeing with the call for the referees, but from our commentary position, that was an easy one to make.
Raiden Gabriel at the line. Had a game-changing 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks in the last game here. Crucially, as you said, pre-game, George, he had to stay out of foul trouble to dominate that second half. Last week in Milan, 4 fouls and only 10.5 minutes of action.
That was a remarkable difference between the 2 games, and you know, in the absence of 3 centers that you have, Raiden Gabriel is going to really have to play conservatively on defense. He's not going to have to challenge every single shot. He is a shot blocker in his mind, and a great one it is, but he's going to have to stay very focused not to get in foul trouble.
Quick 3, and how about that? To fire early on from Nigel Hayes-Davis, who had his worst game in over a year when these two met back in round 5. Only scored 3 points, had 0 rebounds in 24 minutes. But he's got a quick 3 already tonight.
That was a quick touch with the ball.
Gabriel in behind. Fans wanted something bigger. They'll settle for the 2.
Well, that's a good pass and good screen and roll to the open spot by Raiden Gabriel. And a great pass by Nunn.
Hayes-Davis attacking again, had a -4 PIR in that game. Over the top of Papapetrou, forces the miss. And Panathinaikos pour forward. Jenny Osman, coast to coast, to lift this place to its feet.
Such a strong player in the open court, just took it as Serta Chandler and just laid it in off the glass with his left hand.
It's Chandler taking it at Kendrick Nunn, misses from close proximity.
Not exactly his spot. He likes to spot up more for the outside shot and roll to the basket.
Well, gate 13 is bouncing behind that basket that Jenny Osman just attacked.
And this is exactly what Panathinaikos wants. They want to get their fans involved. They want the crowd. They want to feel the power of the Green Nation.
Duran Grant, long 2, knocks it down. Panathinaikos feeling it the opening 2 minutes.
That was a beautiful one-on-one play for Jerry and Grant. Step-back jumper from mid-range.
He's ultra efficient and an excellent defender as well. Jaga's in the corner. Fenerbahce, the second best team in the league in terms of three-point accuracy, and they put up plenty of them, but a miss that time.
They've been shooting well. You mentioned Marko Guduric in the 6-game winning streak, shooting over 60% from three-point line. That's an impressive number, but his teammates have been just close to effective as Marko Guduric. So Fenerbahce lately has been a very good three-point shooting team. No question about that.
39% through the course of the season, second in the league, but they were surviving up towards the top of the standings off the back of their defense most of the campaign. It's getting their guards back that sparked this 6-game win streak. And over the course of the last 8 games, in fact, they have the #1 offensive rating of all teams in the EuroLeague.
That's an extra bonus because Coach Jasikevičius is a very defensive-minded coach.
None into a pack with the surely not shot. Wants the and one, but he took on everybody and won.
That's a strong take by Nunn to the basket. Oh, I thought that was a block by Cedi Osman on Serta Sandler. You hear the reaction of the crowd.
Well, they're not happy with calls at both ends. None wanted the and one, and then here, that's a clean block, surely.
Well, but the referee was indicating that the foul was with the body. I'd like to see another angle on the replay if we can. This is the replay of the last basket, hanging in the air, an aerobatic shot by Kendrick Nunn. That's what preceded. I'm not very happy, Sharon, as Jasikevičius is asking his players to spend the foul. A very good free throw shooter that you have at the center spot. Serta Sandler 22 of 29 so far.
That stops the Panathinaikos run over the last minute or so.
And Cedi Osman is still trying to plead his case.
Serta Sandler in excellent form, double-figure scoring in 3 of the last 4 games.
He had a great game against Olympiacos on the road. It was a big victory for Fenerbahce when he was successful with his outside shooting. He just really stretched out the defense of Olympiacos. That's what I think he's going to try to do here as well.
He's got 11 points both of the last 2 games, including that one, going 5 of 9 from 3. And a bit of love from the iron for Duran Grant, and everything going down for Panathinaikos, who lead by 5.
That's his game. He's shooting the mid-range jumper. Duran Grant has been very effective going to last season.
Taking the ring right around Gabriel. Here's Guduric, Jaggers. Back to Marko Guduric into the paint, passes on. Right on cue, the 3-point shot from Shandler. And he shows how he can shoot, George.
Did you see the wrist action and the poise? He just faked out the defender and just knocked it down from the corner.
The 2'12" center, who's shooting it superbly this season at 42% on the outside. Grant. Another mid-ranger, and he gets another bounce.
That's 3 out of 3 for Jerry and Grant. He's really come to play and replacing the points that you would expect from Kendrick Nunn early on.
Grant feeling good, and so too Panathinaikos as a team, up by 5 again. Fenerbahce scoring well the opening 4 minutes too. Hayes Davis has a 3, this time takes it up against Papa Petru, a foul.
It's an offensive foul.
But they've caught it against Hayes Davis.
That's a good defense by Papa Petru. He chested up against Nigel Hayes Davis. There you see the push all with the right elbow. Leans in with the shoulder and pushes up. And here the 3-pointer. What a poise with the shot clock just winding down. But if Coach Jasikevičius was asking his team to slow down Panathinaikos in some way, it has not been working out. We've played 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and Panathinaikos already scoring 14 points so far.
Papa Petru's making a difference on what is just his 6th start of the campaign. That was the shock in the lineup from Coach Ergin Ataman tonight. He's only been playing 11 minutes a game. Ioannis Papa Petru, none with the step-through move. Misses Chandler the rebound. Hayes Davis, transition triple off. And now Panathinaikos can get off to the races. Grant will scan the floor, take his time, find the open shooter on the wing.
It was a bit of a flat shot by Papa Petru. He had a good position and a look at the basket, so decided to shoot it.
Colson just hung and then hit, making sure the defender flew past him.
There you saw the long arms of Bonzi Colson, something that he's really perfected. One-on-one play from the weak side last year with Maccabi. He was one of the best in the league, I thought.
And one of the best in the playoffs against Panathinaikos as Maccabi pushed the Greens all the way deep into a Game 5. In a heap over the baseline is Osman, so 5-on-4 in Fener's favor here. Guduric. They've passed it superbly on this win streak. Create an open three again here. Chandler looking for the offensive rebound. And the whistle is against him.
That was a good fight between Chandler and Gabriel. They really fought hard for the basket. But the last touch by Chandler as we go into the timeout. There you see the replay. The battle between the bigs of Fenerbahce and Panathinaikos.
So our first timeout around the midway point of the first quarter. Panathinaikos lead by 3, 14-11 over Fenerbahce, Beko, Istanbul. Well, that is the target for these two teams. And February 26th, you can guarantee that you're there by getting your tickets for the Final Four in Abu Dhabi on f4tickets.com. These two teams will have to wait a few months longer to see if they can get their ticket. But right now, it's about tickets to the playoffs. And these two teams desperate to be in the top 4 for home court advantage, which so often proves so pivotal. Fenerbahce, if they win tonight, George, they'd have a few wins breathing space along with Olympiacos, and breathing space in this league, especially this season, is hard to come by.
Well, absolutely, and I spoke about it with you before the game. I think for Panathinaikos, this is a chance to prove that they can be the top-seeded teams, because they've already lost in this building. The 2 home losses were against Olympiacos and against Monaco. So this is a team from the top 3 in the standings, and I think they just really are shooting to show that they can play with the top 3 teams and they can win.
They've had bad first halves this season, Panathinaikos, and had to do a lot of work in the second halves of games. Jürgen Atman stressed the need to start well tonight, and they have done so far. Nice pass from Nunn out to the corner, graces the wrong side of the rim from Osman.
That was a long miss by Cedi Osman. He had a great look and a lot of time to gather up. Not missed it long.
Jürgen Atman left scratching his head, got an open shot off the back of the timeout, but they can't make the most of it. Guduric is putting up superstar numbers since the turn of the year, and Chandler's putting up threes and shooting the lights out.
If you talk about a center shooting as a superstar, that's Serta Chandler for you.
Up high for Wenyen Gabriel to take off.
That's what you would expect from him, with his athleticism and long arms. The quick spring off the floor. Wenyen Gabriel at his best.
Panathinaikos by 2. Guduric, Hayes Davis, extra pass again. Colson into the paint. How about the pivot move? Can't hit the shot though. He's got a bit of confidence back, Bonzi Colson, in what has been a tough season for him.
Well, not easy to make an adjustment from a freestyle, freewheeling, but Maccabi style of basketball as Wenyen Gabriel scores another 2-pointer. He's been very effective on the screen and roll to the basket. Of course, his teammates are looking for him, knowing his athleticism around the rim.
How about Kendrick Nunn, the playmaker? Just 2 points, but 4 assists. That will douse out the fire in the fingertips of Sertaç Chandler, that miss. He's got 7 points to lead Fenerbahce. There's Davis back, but steps on the baseline.
That was almost the pass got to Papa Petru, who sprinted up court here. The pass from Kendrick Nunn to Wenyen Gabriel. Hello, flying high, Wenyen Gabriel from another angle. That's beautiful, simple basketball, and a high percentage finish there, as high as it gets for the big man. Here, another pass right underneath the basket between the 2 players.
Kendrick Nunn just commands so much attention. Open spaces for others.
That's already 4 assists for Kendrick Nunn in the game, and 8 points for Gabriel on 3 out of 4 shooting, 2 free throws to go with that.
Those two aligning for the last 2 baskets. It's an offensive foul against Nunn. It's his first.
That's a good consistent calling there, because Nigel Hayes-Davis was exactly called for the same play when he just lowered his shoulder into the defender. Dante Hall just playing good defense, sliding his feet and staying in front of Kendrick Nunn.
2.5 to play in the first quarter. Only Panathinaikos' second foul in the game. Fener have 3. Cam Birch is in that centre position in place of Chandler. Hayes-Davis. Liberovic in the game, the sharpshooter waiting in the wings on the far side. Hayes-Davis takes it at Nunn. Wants to put a second foul on him. Passes out. Skimmed, had to be picked up off the surface. And off the mark, the flying follow from Biberovic, but he can't hang enough to tip it in.
Biberovic is so good at finding an open angle to the basket, going for the offensive rebound. He missed that time.
Nunn back out. Kostas Sloukas has arrived.
Count it! Kostas Sloukas, after playing some great offensive basketball in the last 2 games, is making his first outside shot from the long distance.
He's lifting those shooting percentages towards 40% now on the perimeter after a slow scoring start to this season. They want the offensive foul there, and Ken Birch will rub salt in the wounds of the defending champions.
Oh, he was just left behind all the defense. Ken Birch making an easy deuce. He's a different type of a player that you now get at the center spot, and Sertac Sandler.
Duran Grant looking to post up here against McCollum, who's in the game for the first time. Draws 2, passes back. Sloukas this time the contested three. He'll knock that one down as well.
Another 3-pointer. Bam, bam, bam. That's Kostas Sloukas. Instant offense off the bench.
It's Kostas Sloukas o'clock in terms of the time of the season, but Fener will fire right back through McCollum.
That's what they will do. Eric McCollum scoring season high 15 points the last game, just picking up where he left off.
Duran Grant misses that one. Offensive rebound. Gabriel blocked by Birch.
And Birch is a great athlete, a strong body that you get a good defender that's going to challenge a lot of shots.
Hayes-Davis penetrates a pack in the paint. He'll put it in against Gabriel and one. Only the first foul on Gabriel, but Hayes-Davis showing no fear against the center.
That's the experience. It's the way that he initiates the contact, creates the space. Look at that again, just beating Hernan Gomez. And now getting rid of the shot blocker, getting the foul and one situation. And the foul is called on Gabriel. Here is the block by Ken Birch, a good defensive play by the Fenerbahce center.
How about the assist numbers for these two teams early on? 8 assists for Fenerbahce, just 1 turnover. 6 assists for Panathinaikos with just 1 turnover. And Kendrick Nunn has 5 of them.
Well, that's the focus, that's the magnitude of the game that you spoke about before the game.
I'm just checking the clock here.
Okay.
You can see it keeps on running.
I think it was, sorry. 20 points.
Panathinaikos by 3. We're going to have around 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter that's been by a margin of 2 possessions or less the whole way through.
23.
So 23, if I heard correctly, from the crew chief. So there will be no rush in there for Panathinaikos. Perhaps they will try to set up for the last shot in the quarter.
8 points for Wenyen Gabriel to lead the way for Panathinaikos as he goes out. Dinos Mitoglu is their backup center now. No Antetokounmpo along with Yurt-Seven and Lasor. Jürgen Atterman has said they're not going to sign anyone. They're happy Mitoglu is better in that position than anybody else available on the market right now.
Well, he's strong enough. He's got a big body, he understands the game of basketball, knows how to place himself in the defense. So I would agree with Coach Atterman that perhaps this is a smart move not to bring another new player into the team.
Sloukas, a new backcourt with Lorenzo Brown. Now down the right rail goes Sloukas. Rancho Hernan Gomez taking it strong, but the rebound ripped down by Fenerbahce, thanks to Nico Melli. Carlson Got to get the shot away, and he does. Long range 2, and he hits that one. And Fener are firing on all cylinders on the road here at Panathinaikos as they come from behind to level in the nick of time at the end of 1.
That was a bit of a miscue there. I said with the 23 seconds, I was expecting Panathinaikos to really milk the clock. They shot the shot too early, in my opinion, and we have a tie at 24 after first 10 minutes of play. It is a ball game here at the EuroLeague Arena. We
said something has to give. It hasn't yet. 24-24 at the end of 1. An offense-orientated first 10 minutes, with both teams getting within touching distance of the quarter of a century at the end of the first quarter. Both knocking down multiple threes, both moving the ball well, especially Fenerbahce, who've really found that cohesion in their offense over this 6-game win streak.
Well, it's a high-scoring game. I think it's going better for Fenerbahce, as Fenerbahce fell behind by 7 points in the first quarter, but clawed their way back, and thanks to a mental mistake, a lapse, they find themselves tied at 24 with the last basket that you saw by Bonzi Colson.
Kostas Lukas into the game with a bang. A couple of quick threes, got 6 points as the joint second top scorer for Panathinaikos, behind the 8 of Wenyen Gabriel. You see fantastic shooting numbers from both teams there. Fenerbahce with the edge in terms of possessions, though, with that second offensive rebound. Both teams only committing 1 turnover in 10 minutes.
That's a sign of maturity, with both teams just committing 1 turnover. Really a lot of focus in the game. A lot is at stake here at the EuroLeague Arena. And a big surprise here from Wenyen Gabriel, 8 points. It's a very strong production for the young center that's been an in-season transfer from Maccabi, just really making his presence felt. Here we see him on the bench after committing a foul. He's the best performer of the quarter with 8 points and 3 rebounds. An impressive first 10 minutes here.
It was the way he finished the last game here. He started it in the same vein tonight. Start of the second period, Fenerbahce a chance to complete that comeback. Actually, 8 points was the largest deficit through the course of the opening 10 minutes. So this will be a comeback via a double-digit swing. They could get ahead, but instead the offensive foul and only their second turnover of the game.
That was Ken Birch off the ball. He tried to set a tough screen on Lorenzo Brown. There you see him moving. He just stripped him. It wasn't much of a contact, maybe accidental, but the referees called it.
There's your 5 on the floor for Panathinaikos as they get their first possession of the second. Kostas Lukas in the driver's seat. Lorenzo Brown, who's been excellent in the backcourt whenever he's been given the playing time, not playing as much this season. Rancho is their 3rd top scorer. Papa Petru, who's not been playing much, but he's getting a bigger role tonight. Foul on Biberovic.
Well, that was a clear path at the basket, and Papa Petru just did not manage to finish it with a shot. Otherwise, it would have been a shooting foul.
2 early fouls on Fenerbahce in the second quarter. Brown looking for Slukas. Just gets better and better, Kostas Lukas, the longer a season goes on. Flips it far side. Papa Petru didn't really have much time, and a shot clock violation. And we talked about only 1 turnover for both teams in the first period, 1 each in the first minute of the second.
Well, but you have to give a lot of credit to Fenerbahce defense. They just really get out there and play active defense, put a lot of pressure on the ball with McCollum, Dante Hall, Nico Melli, Tarik Biberovic, and Ken Birch. Those are the 5 men on the floor right now for coach Sharas Jasikevicius.
McCollum, the recent arrival, gets it on the perimeter, slips it in. He's slotted seamlessly into the Fenerbahce system, and he starts the move that finishes with a Birch score.
That was good patience there, no rush. He split the defense, Ken Birch, and laid it in with the hook shot off the 2 feet.
Oh, nice pass out of the double team from Mitoglu, and Papa Petru puts it in.
And Mitoglu, I told you before, he's a very intelligent basketball player, both defensively and offensively. You saw a great pass on that possession.
The 2 players who were key in terms of winning the championship for Panathinaikos last season, Papa Petru and Mitoglu, who've both seen their minutes significantly drop this season, now getting a chance.
Well, they are. In the absence of 3 centers, that's a chance for Kostas Mitoglu to really get into the playing form of last season. There's the smart foul, a tactical foul by Lorenzo Brown. not to give up an easy basket in the post-up. And here Ken Birch with a nice split of the defense. Laid it in.
Ball out to the corner, McCollum off the side of the window. Slukas just looking to go through the gears. Fellow veteran Melli forces him to put the brakes on. Slukas up high, and Mitoglu in behind. Gets denied. He'll go to the line for two, though.
That was an impressive bar by Ken Birch. Just came from the weak side. Second of the game. You see here Mitoglu with his wide shoulders. He thought he had an easy basket, but no, sir. That's Ken Birch just coming from the weak side. That was a mistake by shooting with his right hand. Perhaps he went with the jump hook off with his left hand. He would have had a chance, but you can see that Ken Birch can move in the lane. You better watch out if he's patrolling the basket.
Mitoglu at the line was third for Panathinaikos in PIR last season, en route to the championship. This season, his playing time halved from 28 minutes a game to 14 minutes a game. Been part of the challenge for Ergin Ataman to keep everybody happy. At times he hasn't done, as they strengthen the roster in the summer. Panathinaikos off the back of the missed free throws. Slukas loses it. And now Fener flooding forward 3-on-2. Although Birch will slow it down.
That was a smart play by Birch just to back it up.
Heavy from Biberovic, who's shooting 60% from three over the 6-game win streak.
And he's playing as a young player. He's playing with a lot of confidence. The Panathinaikos players won the basket. Here the continuation on the foul by Nico Melli. The referees, I think, that very quickly put a stop to that. Oh, they're going to replay. They're going to review. It's a coach's challenge by Ergin Ataman.
They may well have a case. They're adamant. All 18,000 dressed in green, as well as Ergin Ataman on the edge of the Panathinaikos bench, who's used up this coach's challenge. Let's try and listen in.
Well, a successful coach's challenge after all. You called it. There was a case to be pleaded. The referees review, as we like the instant replay system to be used, and it's a two-pointer counted for Kostas Slukas, a chance for a three-point play.
I don't know about you at home, but with gate 13 making all of that kind of noise here, it was difficult to hear the conversation of the officials, but the key there is whether Slukas has picked up his dribble.
Exactly.
That's the start of the shot.
When the foul happened. It happened right when he was picking up his dribble, so the continuation and the advantage goes to the shooter, and this is exactly what happened. But it tells you how aggressive Kostas Slukas has been in the game. He comes in and he scores two quick three-pointers. Now he's taking it hard to the defender, and he knows he's gonna get a foul. He tries to shoot it, and it's a three-point play, so quick 9 points there for Kostas Slukas off the bench.
He's only been averaging 8.5 points a game this season, but 19 points a game across the last two, Kostas Slukas. And he's now got 9 points in just 6 minutes on court tonight. Guduric, Panathinaikos by 4. Melli from the far side. Tip McCollum, look to throw it up. Another turnover on Fenerbahce, and Panathinaikos have turned up their heat. More turnovers the first 3 minutes on Fenerbahce in this second quarter than the whole of the first, and also they're now playing on 4 fouls.
And this is exactly what you don't want to do if you're Fenerbahce. The crowd is into the game. They are back, the Green Nation and its power. The extra 20 points that we spoke about, the difference for Panathinaikos.
Lorenzo Brown up against Birch. Guard against center, easily past him, slips it in. Mitoglu, composure in the paint. Got 2 up in the air, got fouled, and will go to the line for 2, and he's relishing the extra responsibility.
What a great pass by Lorenzo Brown. No rush there, using his big, powerful body. Kostas Mitoglu faking out Ken Birch, who likes to go for the fake, just lands on top of him. So 2 free throws for Kostas Mitoglu.
Game face on. Gate 13 have their game voices ready tonight. You felt it was going to be that big, intimidating atmosphere here in the Oaka because Panathinaikos came here under pressure. 3 of the last 4 defeats on the road. And Ergin Ataman issued that rallying cry ahead of the game. The crowd and his team have responded.
And as I said before, though, if you look at from the side of Fenerbahce, they played last 2 road games in very tough environments at Olympiacos and at Crvena Zvezda in Belgrade. So for them, it's business as usual on the road. Just facing a lot of adversity and a difficult crowd.
Fener unfazed by the atmosphere, perhaps, but facing a team so stacked with talent that has their talons out tonight.
An aggressive quick foul by Kostas Lukas on Artus Žagars as he tried to pressure up on him right after the inbound.
That's what Coach Ataman said. He wanted them to start aggressively.
And he's setting the tone, Kostas Lukas, coming in, making 2 quick threes, the N1 play, just pushing up on the young player in the open court. I mean, this is exactly what you want from your leader, and that certainly Kostas Lukas is for Panathinaikos.
Hayes Davis to Guduric, guarded by Brown. Past him as Melli moves inside. He's the makeshift centre right now for Fenerbahce in a similar vein to Mitoglu with Panathinaikos. Žagars shot clock winding down again, suffocating Panathinaikos defense, but how about the follow from Melli, who cleans up the mess?
Oh, look at that. Nico Melli just come flying out of nowhere with the powerful stuff.
The 34-year-old still with the leap and the perfect timing. Brown, crossover long 2, falls flat.
But I would say that Panathinaikos is really picking up their defense. I think it's contagious. Kostas Lukas setting the tone, and all the other players just setting the same style and defense as their leader. Here the follow-up jam on the offensive glass, the cleanup by Nico Melli. Just really got off quick that ground.
It was a bailout bucket for Fenerbahce, who've struggled to get them so far in this second quarter. And 3 of those 4 turnovers for Fener have come in the second.
That's still a very low number if you think we're in the middle of the second quarter. A lot of focus and mental preparation by both of the clubs.
Kendrick Nunn back in the game, only has 2 points, but 5 assists. And it's Slukas with the hot hand, and he's burning Fenerbahce big time. 12 for Slukas in 7 minutes.
3 out of 3, has not missed a shot from long distance. So much confidence in his shot so far.
Kostas Slukas, who was part of the 2017 Fenerbahce championship winning team. He's hit big shots in big games against his former employees before. And here's Nunn in behind, has to balance the baseline and does so perfectly. The magic move from Kendrick Nunn and the muscle from Dinos Mitoglu, who's all pumped up, and so too is the Green Palace.
That is a showtime by Panathinaikos. The fans are loving it. The save by Nunn. Here the 3-pointer by Kostas Lukas, his 3rd. Everybody is feeling the power in the building.
The largest lead of the night, Panathinaikos by 9, as Šarūnas Jasikevičius calls timeout.
Okay, and these 2 players are here to make zone. Match up to this player. Okay, we make weak side, we make zone. Guys, play good defense, good defense. We play in offense, on 4, 4K. Careful on the pass. Okay, on 4. You keep the ball. Take one shot, or take them here with hand up. If they make switch, Go inside, attack to mainly 1-1. Okay.
Well, after being tied at 24 after first 10 minutes, it's been all Panathinaikos here in the second quarter as they are up by 9 points, 37-28, and it was a call of necessity there for Coach Sharas Isakevicius to stop the bleeding, to talk things over, to calm his troops down, and let's see how they execute out of the timeout. This is a big possession here for Fenerbahce because they don't want to go down to double-digit deficit. I'll tell you that, Tim.
Midway point of the second period, Fenerbahce down 9, also at the foul limit already in this quarter. Makes it difficult for them to play their brand of defense, the number 2 defensive team in the competition. They're struggling on offense as well at the moment in this period, having been so fluid in the first. Guduric takes it at none. 2 superstars head-to-head. Melli short on the 3. Offensive rebound, so often bailing Fenerbahce out, though.
That was a difficult execution. I thought the players didn't really know what to do out of the timeout.
It's Hall who misses the 3, and Mitoglu grabs that rebound. And now a chance for that double-digit lead for Panathinaikos.
Well, 2 difficult shots by Fenerbahce as you look at the team. Offense, defensive rebounds, 11 for Panathinaikos is really making sure that everybody's boxed out.
Kendrick Nunn up against Nico Melli will fancy his chances of getting past him in this matchup or drawing the double. Looking for a bit of freedom on the perimeter. Nunn up fake, lean through 3-point shot off. And Fenerbahce survived.
That was a great defense by Melli. It's really stayed with Nunn.
Guduric threads the eye of the needle as he skims it down the baseline. Devon Hall is Fenerbahce's assist leader through the season, 3.8 a game. To the elbow, back to Colson, little floater in the lane, and he gets it to rattle and drop down. And Fenerbahce desperately needed that.
That was a nice fluid move, a fake and a dribble. 1 dribble, pull-up jumper. There you see Bouncy Colson, I beg your pardon, off 2 dribbles. But a very important bucket, I agree with you, Tim. A 7-point deficit from the perspective of Fenerbahce at the moment. They just really want to keep it at single digits heading to the locker rooms at halftime.
6 points for Colson now on 3 of 5 shooting in 11.5 minutes. His PIR this season is close to half what it was the last couple of years at Maccabi. But he's starting to find a bit of rhythm, and Kostas Lukas off. And now Fenerbahce a chance to build some momentum with back-to-back scores.
They're gonna go to Colson. They're gonna try to go to Colson in the post as he's got an advantage against Lukas. He makes a great pass through cutting down to Hall, and an easy 2-pointer for Fenerbahce.
Bonzi Colson beats the whole of the Panathinaikos backcourt.
Well, he got a defensive rebound, just sprinted up the court, demanded the ball in the post. He's playing some confident basketball at the moment.
Juancho the handoff to Nunn. Nunn's only taken a couple of shots. Draws 2 passes on again. Lorenzo Brown from downtown short. And they're not going down now for Panathinaikos, and Fenerbahce a chance to make it just a 1-possession game again from 9 down. Colson again the mismatch against his former Maccabi teammate Lorenzo Brown, but he grabs the rebound that time.
That was luck there for Panathinaikos because Chandler had a good look at the basket. He's already scored 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Fenerbahce exposing the 3-guard lineup of Panathinaikos right now. Mitoglu, 3-point shot, off again. A sequence of misses and some moans and groans from around the Oaka.
Well, Panathinaikos playing with fire as Chandler gets the ball close to the basket and lays it in.
And almost inevitably so, that will see Ergin Ataman call time. Chandler in behind to make it a 3-point margin, but that 3-guard lineup with Brown, Slukas and Nunn has not paid off.
Well, I tell you what, this is the favorite saying of our colleague Liam Canny. Basketball is a game of runs, and this is exactly what we are saying as Coach Ataman calls the timeout with Panathinaikos up 37-34 in the second quarter.
The players will not throw this pass. Let's play. Dev, double, shoot the ball. Double 53 for Hari. It's 3 guards, right? Yeah. We gotta get over the picks, fellas. Listen, the main thing is their entry is more physical than our entry. They are able to deny us, we are not. We're losing that battle. So, we go. Sertac for Tariq. Tariq goes. Sertac follow, double, okay? With Sertac, they will switch, so be careful.
Well, there's Sertac Chandler with his outside shooting. This was the three-pointer after a beautiful shot fake there in the first quarter here from the 45-degree angle. Now rolling to the basket. He's been there for Fenerbahce with 9 points.
On course for another double-digit scoring game. He leads them so far here tonight. Found several times by Devon Hall, who's now got 6 assists for Fenerbahce and done so with 0 turnovers, tying the 6 assists that Kendrick Nunn has in this game.
I don't know if you would agree with me, but comparing Sertac Chandler under Charas at Barcelona and here at Fenerbahce, I think he's playing a lot calmer. He has really found his niche here with Fenerbahce and his spot, and is providing a lot more for Fenerbahce than when he was under more pressure and under more of a spotlight there with Barcelona.
He's changing the dynamic tonight from the last time these two teams met in Istanbul in round 5. He didn't play in that game. He gives Fenerbahce a different option as a floor stretcher from the 5 position. We should remember as well, he won the EuroLeague Championship under coach Ergin Ataman with Anadolu Efes in 2021. It's a big tactical battle on the benches tonight between Coach Ataman and Coach Jasi Kavicius, who know each other well, who know a lot of the opposing players so well, and are making plenty of tweaks.
And look at that, Jerian Grant scoring in the first quarter, quick 3 buckets from mid-distance, 6 points. Now he misses 2 free throws.
Chandler brings Gabriel out to the perimeter again. Biberovic has the height advantage over Grant, but he's an excellent defender. Biberovic posting up, forcefully throws out the left arm offensive foul.
Well, a little bit too much time there for Tarik Biberovic. He took 4 or 5 dribbles, too static, and there he just uses clearly his left arm, just shoves away against Jerian Grant, that you said is a very strong player, a deceptively strong player. Jerian Grant just holds his own against bigger, heavier Tarik Biberovic.
Panathinaikos have the advantage of having tall guards as well. Grant 196, Lorenzo Brown also at 196.
And it's going to be a quick sub there. Charas has seen enough of Biberovic, so it's Bonzi Colson back in the lineup for Fenerbahce at the 3 position. Or 4 position, I beg your pardon. It's 3-4 interchangeable there with Nigel Hayes-Davis. I guess it doesn't really make much of a difference.
Duran Grant, the main ball handler for Panathinaikos. It's a 2-man backcourt now with Kendrick Nunn, Lucas having gone to the bench. Off the back of that timeout from Ergin Ataman, the taller lineup again for Panathinaikos. Duran Grant to the line. It's another long 2 for him, and he puts it in over the top of the tall centre, Chandler.
That's exactly what he did 3 times in the first quarter, just going back to his bread and butter.
He's 4 or 5 from the field, trying to get baseline McCollum, a 2-time scoring leader down in the second-tier Euro Cup.
That's a good fake and a quickness recognition that he's got a clear advantage and mismatch against Raymond Gabriel, who picked up his 2nd foul. That's intelligent basketball. I think that Charas and McCollum just has really clicked together. You said McCollum has been out of the EuroLeague for the last 2 seasons, but now he is back, and he has not tasted the bitterness of defeat so far. 4-0 in all his 4 games in the Fenerbahce jersey.
He's got a wisdom and a will to win. Eric McCollum, desperate for another stab at Europe's top tier, and he's bringing it.
Well, an impressive physique, I would say. His shape at 37 years of age. That's something to be also mentioned.
5 points in 8 minutes and a steal and an assist for McCollum. Fenerbahce within 3 despite the foul trouble. Kendrick Nunn's time to fire, but he's misfiring.
Well, Panathinaikos is hitting some rough spot from long distance. 3 out of 11.
Nunn 1 of 4 from the floor. Sent slipping and sliding by McCollum, but he couldn't put the ball in the bucket that time. Grant shakes off Coulson. Too hot to handle for Gabriel, and now Fenerbahce on the fast break. Unsportsmanlike foul against Kendrick Nunn in transition.
Well, it was a collision between him and Eric McCollum in front of Fenerbahce bench. Let's see it again. There's going to be the turnover, I guess, right here. I thought that Jerry and Grant was waiting for a foul to be called by the referees as Bonzi Coulson kind of reached in and got a piece of him. So we're going to have 2 free throws after the unsportsmanlike foul on Eric McCollum, and the ball for Fenerbahce. So if he scores free throws and they have a shot at the lead, which after being down 9 during the timeout just moments ago, shows you how resilient Fenerbahce really is on the road. There you see the collision between Nunn and McCollum again from a reverse angle.
McCollum perfect from the stripe since returning to the EuroLeague. Gets Fenerbahce within a whisker.
Well, you call them the Road Warriors in the pregame, and exactly what you're seeing right here.
Fenerbahce showing their tremendous character and resilience again, back within 1 from 9 down. And they've continued momentum off the back of Šarūnas Jasikevičius' timeout, despite Ergin Ataman also calling a timeout in that span. Momentum remains with the team from Istanbul. McCollum past Gabriel, turns it over, quick hands from Juancho, grabbed by Osman, and a whistle in the corner. And the boos will tell you which way it's gone.
Well, give a lot of credit to Eric McCollum. The ball was almost lost. Cedi Osman seemingly had a control of it, but as Eric McCollum just coming out of nowhere from the baseline, reaches in, and the last touch was by Cedi Osman.
We've got 31 seconds remaining in the first half. Panathinaikos leading by just a solitary point now, 39-38 over Fenerbahce. You see there a first half all about offense, or a first quarter all about offense, a second period dominated by defense. It's been a half of 2 different quarters so far.
Well, and the surprise for me is the stat line for Kendrick Nunn, he's the high assist man with 6, so not really scoring today, but just distributing the ball. That's Kendrick Nunn for Panathinaikos.
You see the Panathinaikos football stadium in the background here at the Olympic Park in northern Athens. It's a cold night in Athens comparatively. They've turned off the heat for your arrival, George.
Well, I was expecting...
Dropped from about 18 to 10.
Well, it was -7 this morning in Munich when I was leaving, so I was expecting a little bit more of a sunshine, some warm weather, and I was in for a rude awakening here. When I walked to the arena, it was really cold in Athens.
Cold outside, but it's heated in here in terms of the battle between these two teams that is touch tight. 39-38. 30.9 seconds to play in the second quarter. Fenerbahce a chance to complete a comeback from 9 down off the back of this timeout. McCollum to inbound. He's actually talked about Šarūnas Jasikevičius having the best out-of-timeout plays that he's witnessed through the course of his career. Guduric to Hayes Davis, up against Osman, shot clock ticking down. Hayes Davis mid-range with a hand in his face. The defense could not have been better, but great offense wins.
What a shot by Hayes Davis, just in the face of Cedi Osman, who tried all he could. He was all over him in his face, but Nigel Hayes Davis knocks it down. That's why he's averaging 17.1 points per game.
He's got 8 now in this one, as well as 4 rebounds. And Fenerbahce lead from 9 down. Chance for Ergin Ataman to draw up the final play of the first half with 18.2 seconds remaining.
5, Nigel, 4. Marco, Devon, and Bonzi. All right, we play 5 defense. Guys, we are 2 spread out on the 5. I will explain at halftime. There's no reason to chase little guards at half court. But somewhere around here, especially 45, force into the jump switch. All right? If it's none, it's here. If it's this side, we come this side. If it's this side, we come from the opposite. If it's none on the court, we go from left hand. When he starts none. Only none. Only none. Everybody else is no shot, no strong hand.
Well, Charles with strict instructions about defense on the last sequence with 18.2 seconds left. We can expect with Kostas Lukas being on the floor that he's going to have a lot to say with the shot selection. He's going to take it himself or he's going to distribute the final pass. That's what I would expect. We got Drancho. Hernan Gomez, a great three-point shooter, is going to surely spread the court.
Lukas to get it over centre court. And we'll try and use the final 10 seconds to leave Fenerbahce no time in which to retaliate. Kendrick Nunn, 2 hot shots in the backcourt for Panathinaikos. Nunn got free mid-range and got his geometry spot on. Perfectly placed off the window for Panathinaikos to have the perfect finish to the first half and take the slenderest of leads into half-time. And off the back of only the second field goal from Kendrick Nunn, that time Kostas Sloukas drawing attention as Ergin Ataman drew up the play. Nunn got free and Panathinaikos lead 41-40 at the main break over Fenerbahce as they look to slay their 6-game win streak. We'll stay with us for some reaction to the first half. Let's hear from Sertac Shandler first.
Kind of a slow start at the first minutes of the game, but you were able to find your rhythm as the game was moving on. Especially in those last minutes of the second quarter, you were able to make it come back. Only 1 point behind, one more half to go. What are the things you need to correct?
Yeah, we need to improve our defense. We cannot let them score easy on transition. We need to improve our defense and rebounds. It's going to be a tough game in the second half. Whoever fights more is going to win the game.
Thank you very much.
Shandler, the top scorer for Fenerbahce with 9 points. We'll hear from the top scorer in the game, though. Here's Kostas Sloukas.
Costa, you guys had a great start at the beginning of the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, they were able to make their own comeback. What do you think was the fault of that? What do you guys can do better? You at 1 point ahead, one more half to go. You bring a lot of experience in this floor, especially in those big games. What else your team has to do?
It's not enough. The team needs to be ready for the minutes. They are a very well-prepared team, and we have to stay focused for 40 minutes to play aggressive. This is the key.
Thank you very much.
Kostas Sloukas picking up where he's left off the last couple of games, finding his scoring touch. 12 points, already over his season average at the half. In this one, he's only missed 1 shot as well. 3 rebounds for him. Sertac Shandler, 9 points, many of them coming early on in that first period. The second one was tense and tight.
Very unselfish play by Kostas Sloukas at the end of the half when he just took all the focus of the defense on himself, made the extra pass to Kendrick Nunn, who drove to the basket.
Motorola, BKT, and Adidas. Official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Well, it's been a single-digit margin right the way through the opening 20 minutes. Panathinaikos had an 8-point lead in the first quarter, a 9-point lead in the second quarter, and both times, George, Fenerbahce have responded well.
Well, they are staying calm under pressure. They are the road warriors. They have the best road record in the EuroLeague, and you exactly know why. That was Bonzi Colson, just cold-blooded shot at the end of the first quarter. And down 9, they just did not panic, played their basketball, played big, played together. And they made a big comeback in the second half in a very hostile environment here at the Oaxaca Arena. Oaxaca Arena that's been called to rally. They understand the importance of this game, the importance of win for Panathinaikos.
So much pressure on Panathinaikos tonight after 3 defeats in the last 4, falling out of the top 4, which is where the defending champions desperately want to be. Not particularly the team they would want to arrive on this very significant evening. Fenerbahce, the best road record in the competition, the best win streak currently in the competition, but Panathinaikos do have the edge at the half. 41-40, what stands out there, George?
Well, Fenerbahce getting the upper hand on the rebounds. It is 19-16, only 5 turnovers, both low numbers in turnovers category on both sides. 5 for Panathinaikos, 7 for Fenerbahce.
Vincent Poirier. Block shot, rebound, run, dunk. Basically what I do my whole life.
Oh my goodness! What a take to the rack!
After clinching EuroLeague glory in 2023, the French freight train Vincent Poirier is making his experience count in Istanbul.
I can bring the dominance into paint, bringing that energy, that strength into both sides of the court. I think it's really important in a team to have good balance between outside player and inside player. That's the first guy I call. I played with him in Baskonia, so it was kind of, I felt it like a sign to go there. I wanted to play with him again. I have a great relationship with him, so it was just a little details that make my decision easier.
What a beautiful two-man exchange between Shane Larkin and Vincent Poirier.
He's a great player. He's been in 3 finals. He knows how to play at a high level. He's been playing for big clubs. And I told him that I believed he was the best center in the league last year. I just think he didn't have as much opportunity. Defensively, he's, I think, the best shot blocker in the league.
I'm trying to mark the sport, and why not be the one with the most EuroLeague? Yeah, that would be my dream and my goal for long term.
I better get this one.
Better get that one. I didn't know where that one was. So. Sheem gonna have an opportunity to guess each EuroLeague Final Four city, and each one he gets correct, he's gonna get 1 point. Ready, Sheem?
Let's get it.
All right.
London. I'm gonna do the ones I know for sure. Istanbul.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking good so far.
Moscow.
3 for 3.
Athens.
That boy knows his geography.
Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. 5 for 5.
Belgrade.
I don't know, man. He's saying he doesn't know him, but he's getting all of them.
I better get this
You
one.
better get that one. I didn't know where that one was. So.
Paris.
Yes.
Okay. Barcelona.
Yes.
Madrid.
Okay, I'm starting to believe he knows all these.
Okay, no.
He was just being...
No. Now this is where we get stuck.
Okay.
This is Bologna. And I'm gonna assume that then obviously this is Milan. I've been to Milan and I've been to Bologna. I mixed it up. Is this Countess? Is this Countess?
You know it. He's back on track.
All right.
There you go.
And then that is obviously Prague.
He's back to
but
himself.
is that Berlin or is that Cologne?
I don't know.
I need some Cologne right now, but that's Berlin? No! No.
He got 12 out of 16. I know for a fact no one else on this team is getting 12.
I'm not happy.
Some guys can't count to 12.
Γεια σας, είμαι ο Ντίνος Ομίτογλου. Είμαι ο Ιωάννης Παπαπέτρου και παίζουμε μόνο λάθος απαντήσεις. Μόνο λάθος. Ποιο είναι το νούμερο της φανέλας σου? 5. Πες ένα κίτρινο φρούτο. Μήλο. Τι γλώσσα μιλάνε στην Ελλάδα? Αγγλικά. Υλικό που βάζεις στην πίτσα. Στην πίτσα. Λεμόνι. Ποιο είναι το μεγαλύτερο ζώο στον κόσμο? Γλυφυρίνη. Τι πίνουν οι αγελάδες? Κοκακόλα. Πώς κάνει η γάτα? Γαβ. Τι χρώμα είναι ο ουρανός? Κόκκινο. Τι γίνεται? Πώς σε λένε ονοματεπίθετο? Γιάννη Παπαπέτρου. Ποιος είναι ο προπονητής σου? Ζέλικο Μπράντοβιτ. Ποια ομάδα κέρδισε τη EuroLeague πέρσι? Fenerbahce. Ποια είναι η πρωτεύουσα της Ελλάδας? Μοντε Κάρλο. Πόσες πλευρές έχει ένα τρίγωνο? 4. Τι ήχο κάνει το μπάζερ? Γαβ. Ποιος έγραψε το Ρωμαίο και την Ιουλιέτα? Ο Δεσσέας Ελίτης. Μπορώ να σου ρωτήσω και ένα ακόμα. Πόσες ώρες έχει η μέρα? 25. Ποιος ζωγράφησε τη Μόνα Λίζα? Δομήνικος Θεοτοκόπουλος Ελ Γκρέκο. Είμαι ο Ντίνος Ομίτογλου και βρήκα 7 απαντήσεις. Είμαι ο Ιωάννης Παπαπέτρου και δεν βρήκα 8. Σωστά. Γιατί στα ψέματα. Πρέπει να πούμε στα ψέματα. Είναι ο Ιωάννης στα ψέματα. Πάμε τώρα στα αλήθεια.
Turkish Airlines, Motorola, BKT, and Adidas. official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Welcome back to the Oaka, where Panathinaikos lead by 1 over Fenerbahce at half-time. It's their 6-game home win streak against Fenerbahce's 6-game overall win streak. A huge battle for top 4 places in the EuroLeague standings. And it's as tight as it can get. Kostas Sloukas superb when he's been on the floor. He's got the best PIR and is the highest scorer in this ball game. Also a team high 3 rebounds, level with Wenyan Gabriel in that regard. Kendrick Nunn, the playmaker, especially in the first quarter. He and Devon Hall both have 6 assists. And the best plus-minus player in the game, though, George, Ioannis Papapetrou, Panathinaikos +8 in his 11 minutes.
Well, a surprise start there for Ioannis Papapetrou, as we're going to review the footage for Serdar Canla, who's the highest scorer for Fenerbahce. A beautiful shot fake and the first three-pointer of the game for him from the corner. And from the 45-degree angle, he's really playing as a mature player, not really forcing anything, just patiently waiting for his spot. There, 9 points and 1 rebound for Serdar Canla, just really spreading the core, drawing Wenyan Gabriel away from the basket. A shot blocker for Panathinaikos.
He's the top scorer for Fenerbahce. We'll look at the scoring of the top scorer for Panathinaikos as well. Kostas Sloukas, his 3rd straight double-digit scoring performance already. Round 5 against Fenerbahce was one of his better performances this season, and he's bringing it against his former team again.
And he's very productive. He's played only 10 minutes and 39 seconds, scoring 12 points. There you see the N1 play after he aggressively attacked Melli in the open court. Here the three-pointer from the 45-degree angle. Kostas Sloukas just game ready to play, understanding the importance of the game here today. 12 points, 3 rebounds as the stat line for the team leader of Panathinaikos.
You know, only 2 players, George, in the history of this competition have won championships with 3 different clubs. Kostas Sloukas did it last season, having previously won with Olympiacos and Fenerbahce. The other one is here tonight as well, Šarūnas Jasikevičius.
He is just not dressed up, that's exactly right. So a lot of history here and trivia questions and answers in the building.
Jasikevičius won his 4th and final championship here with Panathinaikos in 2009. So those 2 players both doing it with the teams they're against here this evening as well. And we're going to hear from the Fenerbahce head coach first in reaction to that opening 20 minutes. Šarūnas Jasikevičius looking to lead his team to a 7th straight win here tonight.
Coach, only 1 point behind, 1 more half to go. Someone will say we start from 0 in that 3rd quarter. So what are the things that have worked for you so far? What are the things you want to improve to have a fresh start in that 2nd half?
Well, I thought Power was more aggressive in some situations that we did. We don't apply the same pressure on their guards like their guards apply on us. So that's number 1. And then we're missing some situations that offensively we spoke about. And let's see if we can do better a little bit in the 2nd.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Well, it's been a night off there for the shooters. If I can pick up on shots, only 27% for Panathinaikos and 23 for Fenerbahce. Just missing a lot of shots from the outside on both sides. And I would agree with Shadas that there's been a lot of physicality and pressure on the ball, especially from the side of Panathinaikos. This is something that Fenerbahce really will try to match in the 2nd half, I would assume.
Yeah, Fenerbahce's ball movement was evading that pressure in the 1st quarter, but not so much in the 2nd quarter. 6 of Fenerbahce's 7 turnovers coming over the last 10 minutes.
Well, immediately after Sloukas came in the game, he just really started playing, putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and just the other players, his teammates, picked up on that.
Nigel Hayes-Davis has 8 points, the 2nd top scorer for Fenerbahce. Marko Guduric, only 2 points so far, has only taken 2 shots. He's been averaging 16.7 points a game over the 6-game win streak.
And an even scoring there for Fenerbahce. I think that's what Sharas can be happy about. He's got 8 players on the scoring tally. It's always good to spread the scoring across as many players as you can, get as many players involved. You never know who's going to be hot and who's going to be called down to the wire. And this is exactly what I expect this game to go down to the wire.
Let's hear from Ergin Ataman.
Coach, 1 point behind, 1 point ahead, one more half to go. It looks to me that every time you have been aggressive in both ends of the floor, you found many solutions. How important it will be to be consistent for 40 minutes with that?
Except Lucas, we missed all our open shots. So we are not playing good on the first half. We didn't play well, but we were up 1 point. It's important to continue to make the same defense and offense play our game.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Well, that's a good point by Aginatama. They played some good team basketball with Kendrick Nunn getting 6 assists, the high assist man, but they just missed a lot of open shots, as you see here at the shot zone of Panathinaikos.
Yeah, both of these teams shooting over 39% from 3 this season, but down in the 20s so far tonight.
And I thought they had a good looks at the basket as shooters. It's not that, I mean, the teams are playing some good focused defense. Kostas Lukas scoring 3 3-pointers. He's the best performer with 6 points and 3 rebounds in the second quarter. But just missed shots, sometimes that happens. And if the percentages are on your side, you're gonna shoot better in the second half. Let's see if that happens here at the Oaka Arena at the rivaling week in round 25 of the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague regular season.
Here we go then, a huge second half to start this huge double game week for these two clubs towards the final stretch of the 34-game regular season. A bad double game week, you could drop almost even out of the playoff places, especially if you're Panathinaikos, but a good double game week, if you're Fenerbahce, you could break open a bit of breathing room, and right off the start, Artur Žagas knocks down a rare 3 in the scope of this game.
Well, answering our call for improved shooting from the long distance, Artur Žagas with a 3-pointer off the bat.
It provokes the 7th lead change of this tight and tense contest. Osman off the crossover, braces the wrong side of the rim, and Panathinaikos fall to 25% from 3.
That was a tough shot by Cedi Osman. He was well pressured by Bonzi Colson, but just really had to shoot it.
Colson over the top of Gabriel, doesn't get the bounce. Juancho Hernan-Gomez.
There's been a change in the lineup from the starting 5. Juancho Hernan-Gomez getting the start instead of Yannis Papapetrou. There, the foul on Hernan-Gomez on the drive against Sertac Sandler, using his speed in the open court. That's exactly what you need to do.
Juancho played 12.5 minutes in the first half despite not starting, but he only took 1 shot. Panathinaikos' 3rd top scorer through the course of the season, only grabbed a couple of rebounds, so he's been quiet.
Well, a quick foul on Marko Guduric, who's talking to the referees. As he thought that Kendrick Nunn just acted a little bit on that push foul. That was called on Marko Guduric.
Grant working with Gabriel, who goes in behind Chandler. The drop defense creating that open spot mid-range again for Grant, but it's just his 2nd miss of the game.
Well, he scored 4 of them in the first half. Wanted to stay with what was working, but missed it that time.
Colson guarded by Osman. Hayes Davis was down far side, picks himself back up. Žagas off right this time.
He's gonna hear a lot from Sharas about that shot.
Nunn stumbles, but doesn't fumble. Down on his backside. Final fingertips off Fenerbahce.
And there is Sharas just getting on Artur Žagas for taking an early 3-pointer in a set offense.
You don't have that freedom under Sharas.
No, he did not appreciate that shot selection by the young Latvian player.
Juancho Hernan-Gomez up against Chandler. Puts up a defensive wall, and Hayes Davis balances the baseline well.
That's long arms of Sertac Chandler.
Panathinaikos a 2-minute drought to start the second half. Now it's Fenerbahce who've turned up the intensity on the defensive end. Wenyen Gabriel. It's a long way down for him as he lands on the baseline trying to save it.
Sparks are flying everywhere. Bodies going for the offensive rebound. And there the last touch of Wenyen Gabriel. It's a good call by the referees, who were just on top of that play.
Fenerbahce have raised the physicality. Panathinaikos are going to have to do the same. Chandler over the top of Gabriel, who commits the foul on his opposing centre. So 3 free throws to come for Sertac Shanle.
And this is exactly what you talked about, being consistently good defensively. That's a necessity for Venyan Gabriel, the only true center that Panathinaikos has at the moment. And this is the 3rd personal foul on him. And the act of shooting from downtown for Sertac Shanle. So 3 free throws coming up.
And we talked about him having to manage his own foul count as being one of the keys to the narrative tonight. That's 3 fouls in 14 minutes of action for Gabriel.
Well, just being half a step late, he just realized that Sertac Shanle is a great outside shooter, tried to recover his mistake, and was just too aggressive on the closeout.
Sertac Shanle perfect at the line, shooting well from the field.
Well, he was 22 of 29 coming into this game from the free throw line, so a player that you want to have at the free throw line. Making all 5 of them here in the game, and he stays to be the top scorer with 12 points. What a game here for Sertac Shanle.
That 2021 championship under Ergin Ataman, he had 2 great performances at the Final Four, including 12 points and a block in only 13 minutes in the championship game against Barcelona. Well, Juancho Hernan Gomez going straight to the goal.
That's a good drive there for Juancho Hernan Gomez, the same spot that he beat Sertac Shanle just moments ago.
First score for Panathinaikos, taking nearly 2.5 minutes in this second half.
And here Artur Žagars just staying aggressive in the open court, just attacking Kendrick Nunn. Despite missing 2 3-pointers and hearing a lot from Shadas about missing those 2 shots. Stays confidently in the lineup and draws the foul. Not easy if you have point guard playing under Shadas. I mean, he's got such high standards.
Kendrick Nunn out on 3 fouls, as well as Wenyen Gabriel now, so a bit of foul trouble for a few key Panathinaikos players. Gabriel still on the court and still making a difference as he spread his wings to stop the shot. Grant working with Gabriel now on the offensive end. Slukas, who's just come in for Nunn. Up against Žagars. Gabriel, defensive ceiling put up by Sertac Shanle. Gabriel can't smash through it. He'll keep on going though, batted away by Hayes Davis. Fans want to goaltend, they're not going to get it.
Well, that was a good call because there was a live ball after the rim was touched.
Panathinaikos looking to push. Can Slukas make the difference again? Crossover finds Gabriel. Wants to get closer to the basket, volleying Shanle back beyond the baseline. Bodies hitting the floor, but it's Fenerbahce possession, and Slukas failing, trying all he can do.
And that's some physical basketball. Venyan Gabriel just attacking the shot blocker, Sertac Shanle. But then the ball just bounces off Kostas Slukas here, the block on Žagars by Gabriel. What a play defensively with 3 fouls, playing with 3 fouls.
An incredible adjustment of that wingspan from Wenyen Gabriel.
But extreme physicality, and I give a lot of credit there to Sertac Shanle, who's really held his own against the players of Panathinaikos, just staying down, using his big body and long arms, just making it very difficult to shoot over himself.
Game 13 sensing it's time to raise the volume, with Panathinaikos struggling the first 3.5 minutes of this 3rd quarter. Just 1 score so far. Still Fenerbahce only leading by 3. Guduric, he's been off tonight. Colson threw it away. And the fans will somewhat sarcastically applaud as the ball is passed to them.
Well, a bit of a miscue there between Bonzi Colson and Nigel Hayes Davis. An immediate apology for Bonzi Colson, as he was trying to split the pressure, the double team, but just could not connect to Hayes Davis.
The Oaka is booming right now. Slukas to Mitoglu. Up against Shanle again. Duran Grant against McCollum. Slukas going baseline. He's blocked off, he'll get it back. Time winding down though. Look at the basket and the shot clock for Grant. And Osman short on that one as well. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if at first you don't succeed, turn to your captain, Kostas Sloukas, rekindling the flame of Panathinaikos here in this Olympic temple.
That's exactly what you have to do. Look for Kostas Sloukas if you need some points. That's been the story for Panathinaikos in the last 3 games.
Hall from the foul line got free and put it in.
So poised, Dante Hall, just not absorbing any of the noise that we're hearing around us in the Oaka Arena, knocking down a tough 2-pointer.
It's as if Fenerbahce players have got the earplugs in. You need them in this atmosphere. Mitoglu, he'll put it in over the top of Chandler, and the feeling is that Panathinaikos are back.
That's a smart play by Dino Mitoglu, just staying there on the free throw line and waiting for the shot.
After a tough start to the third quarter, third assist for Duran Grant. Chandler in behind to retaliate, but misses. And Panathinaikos a chance for the lead. The foul as Grant put it up, suggesting it was on the shot. The official points to the LED floor. But Lorenzo Brown amongst the 18,000 wanting the officials to take another look.
I think that's not in the act of shooting.
I think
let's see if the
they'll
referees...
take a look. There's a difference here, George. I'm not sure it's a normal shooting position, and if that's the case, he has to have started the upwards motion.
Exactly. When the foul, the contact happened from the defending player, that will be the nature of the review.
Yeah, the important point in terms of the law here is if it's on a normal shot, a normal shooting position, you just have to have gathered the dribble, as we talked about on the challenge in the first half. If it's not a normal position from which the player would ordinarily shoot, you have to have started the upwards motion.
Well, that's a tough call even from the replay. Different angles. And it's going to be 3 free throws, wow. I thought it wasn't close, but from the replay, it was awfully difficult to make that call.
Yeah, the difficulty as well comes in whether you decide it was a normal shooting position, because it was close to it wasn't a half-court heave, but it was hardly a normal motion of shooting.
It was very far from the basket, that's for sure.
47-48 the score, and they'll talk it through on the benches. And it's time for us to check on your Turkish Airlines flight time moment so far here tonight. Kendrick Nunn in the control tower early on, saying to Wenyen Gabriel, you are cleared for takeoff. One of Gabriel's multiple made field goals in the first, one of Nunn's 5 assists in the first quarter. That's your Turkish Airlines flight time moment. But it's hard for either of these two teams to really take flight here in this tense Athens night, because the game is so physical, so feisty, and so significant.
Well, only 4 points and 6 assists for Kendrick Nunn. Just remind you that he's the second leader in the EuroLeague competition with 20 points per game. So I would expect him to become more active and more assertive. But the thing that's troubling him is the foul trouble. As you mentioned, him and Wenyen Gabriel with 3 fouls on the bench at the moment there for coach Ergin Ataman and Panathinaikos Athens.
More responsibility on the very strong shoulders of Kostas Sloukas, with Nunn and Gabriel out. Kendrick Nunn recently tied a EuroLeague record with 5 straight 25-plus point games. Panathinaikos won all of those games. After that, he had back-to-back 7-point games in the last double week in Spain, and Panathinaikos lost both. So it's key for Panathinaikos normally as to whether they win if Nunn is putting up points.
But But Kostas Lukas is really picking up the slack with 16 points against Žalgiris and 22 against Milan. So you see a trend of Kostas Lukas. He's coming into form at the right time. I remind you again, it's a double week that we got here. It's late in the season, round 25 of the regular season. So the older players, the mature players that understand the importance of coming to play at the right moment, as we see in the case of Kostas Lukas.
It's an 8-2 Panathinaikos run now. After Fenerbahce started the third period, the better of the two teams. Devon Hall, Hayes Davis, up against Kostas Lukas, mismatch, passes out, McCollum, free for the three, can't make it count, rebound Osman. Juancho down on his backside, Osman not hanging around, just burst into the basket and putting a fourth foul on Fener in the third quarter.
And we saw that in the first quarter when he sprinted up the court and laid the ball over Serta Chandler, this time getting fouled in the act of shooting, but very active. Cedi Osman, who's been cold from the outside, so this is what he tries to provide for his club, at least drawing some fouls, bringing energy.
The Turkish international facing a number of his international teammates here tonight. The former Efes player, the Istanbul rivals of Fenerbahce, really has picked up the pace over the last 6 games. He's averaged 12.8 points, Cedi Osman. Before that, he was only averaging 5.3 points a game.
A difficult shooting for him, shooting night for him, 1 out of 5 only from the field.
But he's showing that aggression that his coach called for. And that positivity has given Panathinaikos a 3-point lead here. Biberovic, who's been very quiet by his standards, the sharpshooter. McCollum, shot clock down to 5. McCollum kicks it out. It's Hall, and he gets nothing but the bottom of the net.
That's beautiful team basketball. That was a path to the basket for Eric McCollum, but he saw Dante Hall being better position player. Extra pass at 3-pointer.
Fenerbahce with 2 more 3-point makes, but they've taken 5 more attempts on the perimeter. Only 5 of 18. Juancho can't bank it in. McCollum 7 points, 2 assists. He gets fouled before the shot. It's the 3rd team foul on Panathinaikos.
3 of 13 shooting by Panathinaikos from 3-point line and 5 of 18 for Fenerbahce, so still very low percentages there for the outside shooters.
Birch won't shoot the outside shot, hands off to Devon Hall, who's just hit one. It's Hayes Davis, and he's fouled on it. The fans are up in arms. Ergin Ataman not happy.
Well, I thought that Juancho Hernan Gomez was trying to get out of the way, out of the cylinder for Hayes Davis, the shooter. Right on the collision, foul is called, so it's going to be 3 free throws.
Ergin Ataman wants to see it on the Jumbotron.
Well, that was a contact on the waist section of Hayes Davis. No question about that.
He doesn't end up in the landing spot of the player, which would have made it an unsportsmanlike foul. That's what Šarūnas Jasikevičius might want, but he does shift into the cylinder of the offensive player.
That would be the protection of the shooter. That's what EuroLeague referees have been instructed to do so, and that's why Sharas called for the review. If there was a slide underneath the shooter, that could have resulted in a potential ankle injury.
I think that would be harsh. I don't think he lands in the landing spot.
And there you see the intent of, you saw the intent in the replay of Juancho Hernan Gomez trying to go sideways, get out of the way of the shooter, don't make a contact. So I agree with you that that would have been a harsh, unsportsmanlike foul if it was called against Hernan Gomez.
We stick with just the regular foul, but it is a foul on the 3-point shot, so 3 to come here for Nigel Hayes Davis. Remember, he only had 3 points, 0 rebounds, and 1 of 6 shooting in the home defeat to Panathinaikos back in round 5. He's got a chance to hit double digits here in scoring, and he's grabbed a game-high 7 rebounds.
That's a 9th lead change in the game, so it's a dogfight. It's been a close game throughout. After Panathinaikos got ahead by 9 points in the second quarter, it's been just straight in buckets and the lead between the two clubs.
Ergin Ataman scratching his head on the Panathinaikos bench. Every head coach in the league right now is scratching their head as to how to stop Fenerbahce, who even when they weren't playing well earlier this season, and they had many of their guards injured, was still towards the top of the standings.
Well, I thought that they were dealing with the shock of losing 2 of their top guards to injury. Not an easy for any club to deal with that.
You wonder if it could be the year of Šarūnas Jasikevičius as a head coach. He's gone to 4 Final Fours, never lifted the trophy. Juancho Hernangomez and Panathinaikos have other ideas, though, as he lands a big perimeter blow to tie the score again.
Oh, that's a big break there for Juancho Hernangomez, who just scored his first 3-pointer, 1 of 5 shooting.
And a travel on Fenerbahce, so Panathinaikos a chance for another lead change.
Well, after a mental lapse and the open 3-pointer for Hernangomez, that's a traveling call on Dante Hall. So big of a weak moment there for Fenerbahce, who's been playing very concentrated basketball. There, Dante Hall just jumping and then looking for the recipient of the pass. This is exactly what you don't want to do. And we are starting to hear the Green Nation, the crowd, getting back into the game.
Slukas against Birch, hangs it up for Mitoglu. Caught it on the way down, looking back up. They want to travel Fenerbahce, they're not going to get it. Juancho Hernangomez has picked his moment to pounce. 5 quick-fire points for Panathinaikos, who lead again.
Quick shot by Hernangomez after the offensive rebound.
7 points, 6 rebounds now for Juancho, but how quick the retaliation from Eric McCollum.
That was an acrobatic shot by McCollum. Nobody really expected that from the defenders of Panathinaikos with the scoop shot underhand.
He's the 3rd top scorer for Fenerbahce now, behind Chandler and Hayes Davis. Grant posting up against McCollum, giving him something to think about on defense, and he had some help from Birch from behind.
That's a 3rd block by Tim Birch.
Hayes Davis off on the outside. Fenerbahce still struggling, 5 of 19 now. But they get another go off the back of their 8th offensive rebound, which is 2 more than Panathinaikos. Shot clock winding down. I'm not sure he was aware as he turned around, then saw it and somehow banked in the surely not shot.
The bank is
Nigel
open.
Hayes Davis from deep.
You believe that? What a lucky shot, but he gets a lucky break.
On a night where the more orthodox triples have not dropped, the toughest one does, and so too does another from Juancho, who's caught fire here in the 3rd.
That's 8 points for Hernangomez here in the 3rd quarter.
He'd only scored 2 before that in the game. The threes are starting to rain. Devon Hall, so too are the whistles and the jeers as Fenerbahce attack, and Hall will get to the line for 2.
That's an aggressive take against Mitoglu. Here you see the bank shot 3-pointer by Nigel Hayes Davis. Thank you very much. I'll take all the luck I can get. And here, the 8th point in the quarter by Juancho Hernangomez. He's feeling it. You saw there was absolutely no hesitation on that shot whatsoever.
3 straight field goals for Juancho, having only hit 1 in the game before that. He's got 10 points now, becoming the 3rd Panathinaikos player into double figures.
And he's a streaky shooter. I mean, you better watch out for him if you Fenerbahce. They better not lose sight of him.
Now Fenerbahce 15 of 15 at the foul line. Panathinaikos 10 of 14 in a game that is this tight. That could prove decisive.
It's a small detail, and if you're Fenerbahce playing on the road in a tough environment like here in Oaxaca, 15 out of 15, that could be a big boost for your chances to get away with a victory here.
They keep on making them despite facing the green wall that is gate 13.
Foul off the ball. I believe it was on Bonzi Colson who grabbed Cedi Osman.
Fenerbahce at the foul limit, so Osman goes to the line for 2. Right on cue. We'll see if Panathinaikos can lift their percentage.
We're going to see a few moments here for Panayotis Kalaitsakis, the energy man number 0 for Panathinaikos. Just a foul protection.
For defense, the final 18.7 seconds of the third.
And he's known as a pesky defender.
Osman has made all of his. He's 4 of 4, the team 12 of 16. 61-61, as tight as it can be. Final possession of the third quarter should be Fenerbahce's.
That is 11 lead changes in the game here today. What a phenomenal game here we are having.
Hall, what a phenomenal game. He's having 9.7 assists, 4 rebounds, 0 turnovers. He'll take the final shot, and he puts it into the bottom of the bucket at the buzzer.
The shooters are back. Dante Hall scoring 2 long-distance bombs here in the third quarter. You said it before, the percentages work, and the shooters have woken up here at the EuroLeague Arena.
Devon Hall, 12 points now. Fenerbahce lead by 3 at the end of 3. And they scored 24 points in the third quarter. The offense flicked on again by Fener after they were held to only 16 in the second period, having had 24 in the first. So Panathinaikos, despite their best intentions of trying to maintain that tough defense, crumbling, and that was despite, George, the early foul trouble in that last period being with Fenerbahce.
Well, it's a tough physical game from both sides. We had so many lead changes. We spoke about it before. And I think that the shooters have slightly woken up, because from the high 20s, we are in 33% on both sides shooting from long distance. Spectacular third quarter from Juancho Hernan Gomez, who scored 8 points and was very active there offensively. Really good production by the Spanish power forward.
A look at the overall numbers through the course of the contest, and Panathinaikos behind despite only 5 turnovers in the game. Didn't have a single one in that third quarter. Fenerbahce nearly double the number of turnovers. That was the crucial statistic when they met in Istanbul back in round 5 that brought Panathinaikos the victory. Fener looking to flip the script tonight.
And still a slight margin there in rebounding category there for Fenerbahce, leading by two rebounds, 29-27.
Devon Hall, the difference maker right now. That the final shot of the last period. He's got the best plus minus of all players in the game. Fenerbahce plus 12 when he's on the court. That is at least double any of their other players.
And it's an absolute dogfight. I would agree with Sertac Canla, who said at halftime, who will want it more will win. Here's the best performer of the third quarter with 10 points. It's Dante Hall, who was the author of the last 3-pointer that you saw in a replay just moments ago. Solid effort by Dante Hall.
Devon Hall.
Devon Hall.
Devon with both sides of his game on display at the EuroLeague tonight. 6 of his 7 assists came in the first half, but 10 of his 12 points came in the third quarter. Fenerbahce lead thanks to his buzzer-beating 3. Guacho's bounce pass picked off.
That's not the first play that you would like to start the fourth quarter if you coach Adamant with a turnover.
I'm not sure you want Guacho playing that pass in the first offense.
Well, he stretched out the defense. I thought he had a pretty good angle.
It's only the 6th turnover for Panathinaikos in the game. First shot for Fenerbahce rattles right back into the hands of Hayes Davis, who wasn't going to miss 2 in a row. He's got 16 points, 8 rebounds now.
But he kind of was surprised that the ball just ended up with him, because 2 Panathinaikos players just touched it.
There's the 5 on the floor for Panathinaikos, who are down 5, having earlier led by 9.
And the last play in the basket by Nigel Hayes Davis after the offensive rebound.
He's now level with Devon Hall as the game's PIR leader at 22. Slukas, Panathinaikos' leader. They need to turn to him again. Juancho Hernan-Gomez, touch tight, triple, and he drops it right in the grill of Hayes Davis.
And he is hot. He's a streaky shooter, and I said you better watch out for him and not lose sight of him. Very close defense by Hayes Davis, but he's going to have to make it even closer.
11 of Juancho's 13 points coming since halftime. Guduric directing traffic has been very quiet here tonight. So too is Kendrick Nunn, who he takes it at, and a turnover on Guduric. So Panathinaikos a chance to get back level or maybe even take the lead.
Well, let's see if they go to Hernan-Gomez again.
Slukas. High to Nunn. The closeout. Oh, how about Nunn?
Now look at the cut of Hernan-Gomez. He's coming from the three-point line, coming from high, making a slice cut to the heart of the defense of Fenerbahce. Another assist for Kendrick Nunn. That is number 7. And the acrobatic finish by Juancho Hernan-Gomez.
Nunn's radar set right tonight, finding all of his teammates. And Juancho is the hot hand you want to find right now. He's got 13 in the second half. Panathinaikos level. Fenerbahce timeout.
Bonzi like 4. Eric. Preparation. Head shot. Okay. Bonzi goes here. Sertac. Good pick, Devon, and good dive. Guys, prepare the weak side. Flare. Head shot.
Well, and Juancho Hernan-Gomez is not only shooting well from the outside, he has now missed a three-pointer with 3 out of 3 from long distance, but he also is the high rebounder, Tim, with 6 rebounds. So an all-around game and display of great basketball skills here by Juancho Hernan-Gomez. As we are tied at 66 with 8:09 to play in the fourth quarter.
8 minutes to separate these long-time rivals from opposite sides of the Aegean Sea. And how about Devon Hall, who is quietening out the noise of the Oaka atmosphere to have one of his best games of the season.
Well, scoring with precision, ease, and a lot of poise. That's what Hall is doing.
Nunn having one of his worst games of the season, turns it over.
Well, quick hands of Bonzi Colson.
2 of 5 shooting for Nunn. Also a couple of turnovers now. Colson free for the 3. Rims out. Biberovic going for the rebound. Salvages possession for Fenerbahce.
Well, it's Tarek Biberovic. He just finds his way to the good offensive rebounding position. There again, just mixes it up, and it was Venyan Gabriel who touched it last, as you saw in the replay. Here the three-pointer. Look at the defense by Hayes Davis. He was in the face of the shooter.
McCollum, the marksman, puts it in and 1 for the chance at a 4-point play, and Fenerbahce's snipers have arrived.
Well, Eric McCollum, that was his point number 12, and Oaka Arena has been silenced. That's the number 4 personal foul on Kendrick Nunn. What a complication there.
Nunn has as many fouls as points now, with 7.5 minutes of the game to play. McCollum a chance to hit 13. And he's a perfect 5 of 5 at the line. Those back-to-back 7-point games for Nunn recently in the last double week in Spain. His lowest scoring tallies of the season so far. Only 4 points tonight. Osman, 3-point shot. And they're trading big perimeter blows now.
That's a big shot by Cedi Osman under pressure, but he just steps into it. 16 of 16, that's the free throws shooting by Fenerbahce. Quite impressive.
Biberovic will take it at Nunn, who can't afford to commit another foul. Leaves it to his teammates to scrap. McCollum picks up the pieces and puts it in.
A dagger!
Some more Eric McCollum magic.
And a 6-point lead for Fenerbahce.
Osman, can he respond again? Not this time. Nunn will hang and hit. And Panathinaikos are just about staying with Fenerbahce.
But you have to have a lot of respect for Fenerbahce, the way that they've been carrying themselves on the road. Playing their basketball.
They've been not shy to shoot all night long. Just recently they've been going down, but that one doesn't for Chandler. Rancho gets the better of Colson, and a foul in transition. Will be Fener's second of the fourth.
Well, that's a hard foul, but a smart foul by Devin Hall in the open court to stop the fast break in Kostas Lukas. A painful grimace by Kostas Lukas. Let's hope he will be okay. And it's the last three-pointer by Eric McCollum. After the lucky bounce on the rebound, and Cedi Osman with a three-pointer of his own. Just threes raining on both sides. 7 of 17 for Panathinaikos and 9 of 24 for Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce don't just make them at a high percentage through the course of the season, they take plenty of them. And those early misses haven't fazed them, they keep on throwing them up, and now they're going down for Charas' team. They actually shot the better percentage from the field in the previous meeting between these two, but extra turnovers cost them.
But Panathinaikos scoring 95 points per game on average here in their home victories. They are down to 71, so give a really lot of credit to Fenerbahce and their defense.
Slukas free for the long two off front iron, got the bounce, got the applause, but it's a nervy atmosphere at the Oaka.
Fenerbahce really trying to control the tempo, not rushing anything.
Hall again, low catch, falls down, shot well challenged this time, and here come Panathinaikos. Slukas off to Kendrick Nunn, and he will have a chance for the tie at the line, but he's got to keep his cool here. He's playing on 4 fouls, he's already had the unsportsmanlike as well.
He just did not like the contact after the collision with Bonzi Colson on the floor. If we're gonna see that.
His temper's got the better of him on a couple of occasions through his EuroLeague career, including earlier this season when he had a suspension.
Well, it's been a tough game there for Kendrick Nunn, who, as you mentioned, had a one unsportsmanlike foul. He's got 6 points and 7 assists on 3 of 6 shooting. So, you know, Fenerbahce is really playing good defense against Nunn. They are just not giving him any space, any room to maneuver, to really showcase his one-on-one skills that are superb, and we've seen that over the last 2 seasons. I wrote down his stats. This season he's averaging 20 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.7 assists. If you compare that to last year, 16, 2.7 and 3, that's extra 4 points, 1 rebound and 1 assist for Kendrick Nunn. So there is no question that Kendrick Nunn is having a fine season this year.
He's well in the race for the regular season MVP award. He says he's chasing that trophy, in fact. He knows he's in the race, but he knows he's having a tough night tonight. And he misses both of his free throws, Kendrick Nunn. 6 points on 3 of 6 field goal shooting, 0 of 2 from the line, 4 fouls, 2 turnovers. He's got the 7 assists, but 5 of those came back in the first quarter. Since then, he's had to lean on Kostas Slukas for their help in the Panathinaikos backcourt. And Panathinaikos right now are having to lean on their 6th man. And this place is shaking right now. Slukas to blow the roof off the Green Palace.
What a shot by Kostas Slukas, and he's standing right in front of Gate 13 fans and pumping them up. Look at the shot. The leader is showing up to play here.
19 for Slukas tonight. Their captain, their killer, their closer, back to his best.
And another lead change. It's the slimmest of the leads for Panathinaikos. Lead change number 12.
Midway point of the 4th. McCollum, long 2 off right. Rancho, another rebound, his 7th. There's a swell of momentum, and Kostas Slukas. The heat check shot. Guduric crosses over on Slukas, free in the corner for the 3, and he gives him a taste of his own medicine.
Do you believe that what Marko Guduric just did?
Only his second field goal of the game, as Nunn looks to add his name to the list of superstar scorers.
Oh, he's not letting down. He is not letting down his aggressiveness, but Marko Guduric in the semi-fast break just finished with a three-pointer.
All of those big names are loading all of their ammunition now. 78-78, 4 minutes and change remaining. Guduric traveled this time as he tried to put the moves on Nunn the way he had them against Slukas on the previous possession.
Well, he got him off the ground. That was a good fake by Marko Guduric, but he just shuffled his feet. You look at it right here. He just slightly left the floor with both feet, so a great call by the referees.
By a few fibers of a sneaker. That is how fine the margins are. They're hoping they can make the difference, this sold-out crowd here in northern Athens. More than 18,000 in attendance at the Oaka. Panathinaikos have won 6 straight here. A 9-2 home record. This is one they feel they need to win. To do it, they have to end the 6-game win streak overall of the continent's form club Fenerbahce. (78-78). 4 incredibly heated and emotional minutes to come. It's as much about mentality as it is about quality right now.
Who wants it more? That's my prediction for the last 4 minutes of regulation here.
Nunn. Taking it at Melli. Melli not budging. Good defense sticking with Nunn. The shadow and the shutdown from Nico Melli. And Guduric in transition, batted back. Now Nunn is down the floor, didn't get back on defense. Oh! Kendrick Nunn with the 10-foot tall takeoff.
That's a cherry picking by Kendrick Nunn, but I'm sure that Panathinaikos and Nunn's gonna take any points they can get at the moment.
Often you say he got his reward for running the floor. That time he got his reward for not running back. Panathinaikos got a break in that regard as Nunn was backed up by his teammates defending short-handed.
Well, Nunn was really shocked with Melli just staying with him and swatting his shot, and here just the recipient of an easy deuce on the fast break. As you said, just rewarded by for Nunn running back. Gives Panathinaikos a 2-point lead, 80-78.
It was Duran Grant's hustle around the rim that picked up the slack. And Juancho Hernan Gomez's quick recognition of Nunn being free down the floor. Hayes Davis off the inbound, quick shot off. Osman wrestles down a rebound. He's got 7 of them now. Panathinaikos by 2. Nunn starting to rediscover his scoring touch. He inevitably does something special when he plays on this floor. They've had to wait a while for it tonight. But the man who might just be the best scorer on the continent is finally firing.
Well, he's keeping his temper in check, and he believes in his basketball skills as well as his coaches and teammates. That's what you saw exactly in the post-shot celebration. Kendrick Nunn up to 13 points and 7 assists. And also Panathinaikos getting the upper hand in rebounds. I think that's very important as well.
Marco, Eric, thumb side. We go Marco, Devon, Eric. Nigel is it. Bam. We feed Eric. Nigel, clear. You go inside, thumb side. Eric, you pass the ball for Marco. Marco, you drive, and Sertac, instead of diving, you play push for Eric. Eric, if you have advantage, you're gonna pass to Marco, and you are here. Marco's playing pick and roll, and he's gonna come to you. If it's advantage, go. Sertac will pop.
We talk about the rebounds. That's a possession count category. So too is the turnovers we saw at the bottom of your picture in the timeout. Now they've got the firepower of Nunn. Back hitting the target again. but just 2 turnovers for Panathinaikos, George, in the whole of the second half.
That tells you how well prepared the team is by Ergin Ataman. They just really have been playing with a lot of poise, even though Kendrick Nunn, you saw some tempers flaring. I mean, he stepped up in the last few possessions and just made a big plays.
Now Fenerbahce struggling to get the ball in time. They do just about. Guduric over centre court. Now they can settle down into their offense off the back of the timeout, trailing by 5 with 3 minutes to play. Chandler running interference. Guduric up against Gabriel, who's out of the paint. McCollum gets in behind, and Gabriel couldn't get back in time.
That's smart basketball, taking an extra dribble by Eric McCollum. He had a somewhat open Serta Chandler on the three-point line, but I saw just the defense opening up in front of him and made an easy layup.
It's a new season high for McCollum after his 15 last week. Nunn up against Chandler, forces him away from the basket. Nunn slipping and sliding and stepping through and missing, and frustrated again and not getting back again. Gabriel clattering into Guduric. That's 4 fouls on Wenyu and Gabriel.
That's 2 players there for Panathinaikos with 4 players. A tough challenge there by Gabriel. I thought he had to make a physical statement, so no surprise that he picked up a foul. Here the replay of that last shot. Oh, that was a contact on the shooting arm. That was a good case that Serta Chandler came down with his hand.
Well, they're going to go to the benches with Panathinaikos leading by 3, 2.5 minutes to play. It is feisty, it is fiery, and it means so much in this competition where every game really does matter.
Sulukas with J. Sorry. Yes, Sulukas with J. In offense now, we play like this. Sulukas come with the ball. K is there. Jenny and Gabriel. Okay, Jenny, you come to make first pick to Sulukas. Okay, then Gabriel, you make the second pick. You roll. Okay, if they make it, okay, you go to this side. If they make a switch, Sulukas. After ball, Jenny, you come to end off to K, then K attack. Okay? You understand? You are in this corner.
Well, we got 2 free throws coming up there for Marko Guduric after a half foul from Wenyu Gabriel, who sprinted down the court and prevented an easy basket on the fast break.
Marko Guduric, just an excellent shooter. Has to try to drown out the noise. 88% on the season, Guduric. And Fenerbahce, George, still perfect tonight. 17 of 17.
I'll tell you what, I don't remember a game that a club would shoot a perfect from the free throw line.
On the road in this kind of an atmosphere.
And not getting the commentators jinx.
They're immune to that too. Both teams have taken 18. Fenerbahce have +6 points at the foul line. Slukas, tough bounce pass to the corner, telegraphed, and a turnover.
He was looking for a foul after the contact that he drew when he was passing by the first defender. The referee just swallowed a whistle and made it very difficult to find anybody there. Hall just making a great save there off the legs of Kendrick Nunn. What a game by Devin Hall. He's got 14 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds.
The final 2 minutes to come. It's a 1-point Panathinaikos lead, as it was at halftime. Guduric, tough shot. Over the top of Nunn, offensive rebound again. They want to travel, kick back out. Guduric puts it on the floor. Open shooters queuing up on the perimeter. And Nigel Hayes-Davis does it again.
Look at Nigel Hayes-Davis. What a shot by him.
He's 3 of 5 on the outside and up to a joint game high 19 points alongside Kostas Slukas.
Well, a lot better performance than in the first game. We said it before, he had only 3 points and 0 rebounds in 24 minutes. Today, 19 points and 8 rebounds. Close to double-double by Nigel Hayes-Davis.
Fenerbahce by 2, 100 seconds to play. The 15th lead change of this back and forth battle of heavyweights. And Kendrick Nunn! What have you just done?
He is insane at the moment in the fourth quarter. Kendrick Nunn just taking things in his own hands.
Talk about backing your own immense ability. 16th lead change of the game. 16 points for Nunn. Hayes-Davis, Biberovic, a rare shot for him. And he hits it, the sharpshooter, Tarik Biberovic.
The first points of the game for Tarik Biberovic.
Non-hesitation, lost it. Osman grabbed the handle on the ball quickly. Panathinaikos down 2, about to move into the final minute. Foul on Hall, and that will take Fenerbahce to the limit. So sends Sloukas to the line for a chance at the tie.
That is a veteran play right there by Kostas Sloukas. He is so good at drawing the contact and picking up the foul. Look at Tarik Biberovic not scoring a single point in the game and having to take a shot of that magnitude.
And being only 24, turned 24 last week, Tarik Biberovic. And he's shooting 61% from 3 through the 6-game win streak. Perhaps even more pressure on Kostas Sloukas with the game stopped as he toes the line, but he's a man who thrives under pressure.
No question about that. Kostas Sloukas loves this situation, the shots, the game winners, buzzer beaters. That's where he's at his best.
Did you ever doubt him as he moves to 21 points? That's his second straight 20-plus point game, and doing it at the age of 35. In fact, only Diamantidis and Spanoulis have been older Greek players to have 20-point performances in this competition. He's now done it in back-to-back games, Sloukas. Locked level, 50 seconds to play. McCollum slipping it in. Hayes-Davis, they find the mismatch and he finishes over the top of Kalaitzakis with the extra length. And we're seeing superstars trade blows now as Hayes-Davis ties the 21 of Kostas Sloukas.
Perfectly executed offense, going to the post to the hot player that's been defended by Kalaitzakis, who stepped for a few seconds only to the game for the defensive purposes to prevent fouls and give some rest to Sloukas. Fenerbahce recognizes that mismatch, goes to it and scores.
This is a game in which we've seen everything, and right now we're seeing quality shot making under pressure.
But look at the decision making in tough moments of the game, that when the game is breaking.
Dinos, he's on the corner. Here. Okay, Juancho, you are that. Dinos, pick to Jenny, come to pick. Okay, Juancho, you are there. Don't come immediately. You will attack in isolation. You stay there. You play like 5. If you don't attack, after you come to pick. Okay? On 3, 4, okay? Only offense immediately. Okay? Attack.
Make him run from the corner. We need motion. Yes. If we will have the ball here, we will have 2 offenses.
Okay, 2 offense. We play same. Okay? Then we shoot the ball, then we play like this. Okay? On 3. Jenny come to pick. Okay?
On 3. Take the ball.
17 lead changes. No lead by double figures. Panathinaikos leading by as many as 9. Fenerbahce by as many as 6. 43.3 to separate these two titans in Athens tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, I think that this game is even asking for extra 5 minutes. It's been so exciting here at the EuroLeague Arena in the rivalry week game.
Sloukas to Nunn. 10 on the shot clock. After the inbound, the ball in the front court, and Nunn misses the 3. Hayes-Davis, his 9th rebound to go along with 21 points.
Well, I'm not sure if that was a shot that Coach Adaman was asking for. I thought they were going to go and try to draw the foul. Not a great shooting position for Nunn.
Now slow it down, Fenerbahce into the final 5 seconds of the shot clock. Goderic lost it, Sloukas Diving down upon it, getting tripped at centre court. How about the hustle of the captain, the legend, the four-time champion?
Well, he's there if you need him, but a tough break there for Marko Guduric, who just lost the handle for a moment on the ball and lost it. A costly turnover by Marko Guduric, who's been there all game for Fenerbahce.
The talisman and the tone setter. .7. Slukas back at the line for a pair to try and tie it again off the back of his own incredible hard work and commitment to the cause.
Well, Nico Melli was trying to get back on defense, collided with Slukas. Let's see, 3 out of 3 for Kostas Slukas so far. Make it 4 out of 4.
Came in at 94% for the season.
Well, hard to imagine a better player that you would like to have at the free throw line at a moment like this.
EuroLeague championships coming with both of these clubs, as well as a couple with Olympiacos. Some can't bear to look. Kostas Slukas, the coolest man at the OAKA. 90-90, 11.7 for Šarūnas Jasikevičius to try to draw up the winning play. Both of these teams bringing their best offense to the final period. 90-90 the score.
Well, and look at the scoring production in the last 3 games by Kostas Slukas. 16, 22, and 23, Tim. He's getting close to 20 points per game.
Slukas, who, despite closing in on 400 EuroLeague appearances, had his career highs in points and assists in last season's playoffs. He brings his best under pressure. Now, we're not hearing the timeout of Šarūnas Jasikevičius. It was only over the past week that Eric McCollum talked about him having the best out-of-timeout plays in the EuroLeague. The best that McCollum had come across through the course of his career. Šarūnas Jasikevičius is renowned for drawing up plays on the fly to get a free shooter. And on this occasion, it would be for the win.
Well, they got 11.7 seconds. Let's see who is on the floor. It's Hayes Davis, Biberovic, Chandler, McCollum, and Hall. So Guduric, after turning the ball over on that last possession for Fenerbahce, is not on the floor. That was a turnover number 12 and a very costly one for Fenerbahce.
They can all shoot it. The 5 out there have all got at least 7 points tonight. They've all hit 2s and 3s.
So there's a last-second change. Guduric is going back into the lineup instead of Biberovic.
Hayes Davis the inbound. Some can't watch. Many on the edge of their seats, many biting their nails, hands on heads. Boos raining down onto Fenerbahce. McCollum. It's Hayes Davis for the win. Off right, Nunn grabs it. Is there time? A stumble at centre court. And they've called the foul.
It is a foul right at the midcourt. What a collapse mentally by Fenerbahce on 2 possessions. The turnover by Guduric, and now a foul with 0.5 seconds left. I'm sure the referee is going to review the clock, but it's Nigel Hayes Davis making contact with Kendrick Nunn, who goes down and gladly going to go to the free throw line with a chance to score 2 points.
A hip check from Hayes Davis on Kendrick Nunn, who challenged the shot of Hayes Davis so well. Forced the miss, and now has a chance for the win. The 6-game win streak of Fenerbahce, the continent's form team, is dangling by the finest of threads right now.
But you have to respect them so much for the way that they have played here in Athens against Panathinaikos. A clear foul, there is no question that There was a contact, the correct call by the referees. Just last 2-3 possessions for Fenerbahce. After playing a sharp basketball game, very smart basketball game, they have made some mental mistakes. They have cost them very dearly.
Shades of Nemanja Nedovic in our last rivalry series game, the Belgrade derby last week. Kendrick Nunn looking to seal it from the strike. 1.1 still on the clock though. That one for the lead. This one could stop it being a 2 for the win for Charas' team. Nunn, a tough time tonight. Looking to come out on top. He misses on purpose. That one's off. And Panathinaikos will win 7 straight at home to stop Fenerbahce winning 7 straight overall. Ergin Ataman said that they must win every remaining home game, and tonight they start that sequence potentially against the form team on the continent. The Green Fortress will not fall, and the Ataman Empire is standing tall.
It was a phenomenal game between two great clubs that played very focused basketball. It came down to very fine details. And at the end, it's Panathinaikos who had the momentum on their side at the end. They just wanted to win slightly more, got maybe a little bit lucky at the end. Couple costly mistakes by Fenerbahce. What a game we had here at OAK Arena.
Panathinaikos, the immovable object here at the OAK, halts the unstoppable force of Fener.
Well, it's all smiles here now, and it's a really important game for Panathinaikos. I said it in the pregame. It's very important for their psyche that they were able to beat the #2 team in the competition after dropping against Olympiacos and Monaco. Here, they are now feeling that they are capable of beating the top clubs in the competition. With the absence of 3 centers, that's very important to say.
They will celebrate it in trademark fashion with Gate 13, with green pride and green passion pouring out of this OAK that has sold out tonight and has carried their team to yet another victory. 10-2 here this season, over 90 points again. Kostas Sloukas is becoming typical crunch time Kostas.
Well, 23 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. What a stat line, what a work in the office there for Kostas Sloukas. Of course, Kendrick Nunn also coming up big in the 4th quarter. That's the 1-point victory for Panathinaikos here.
A game that promised so much and did not disappoint. Stay with us as we wrap it up here from the Olympic Park in Athens. We'll start out by finding your Motorola magic moment. And it comes courtesy of Kendrick Nunn lighting the fuse for the off-ball explosion from Juancho Hernan Gomez, who showed all kinds of energy and optimism in the second half.
Well, he did. He came back in the 3rd quarter, just provided a lot of spark, energy, scoring. His 3-point shooting, 3 out of 3 in the 3rd quarter, just really jump-started Panathinaikos when they had their backs against the wall.
13 of Juancho's 15 points coming after half-time. He finished with 8 rebounds as well. As we see the leaders in the various categories, Nunn, 7 assists to lead the team creatively, also had 17 points. Kostas Sloukas leading the way in terms of the numbers and in terms of the mentality.
Well, it's a tough loss for Fenerbahce. They're going to have to just shake it off. It's a double week. Just don't forget that these teams will be playing again in 48 hours of time, so nothing to mull about. It's a big victory for Panathinaikos, but they also will have to play in 2 days' time.
Nigel Hayes-Davis, 21 points, 9 rebounds. But on the wrong side of the result, Eric McCollum, a season-high 18 points for Fenerbahce. But your Adidas player of the game has to be Kostas Sloukas, who has been the game changer for Panathinaikos off the bench once more.
Well, just the way that he came in the first half, scored immediate, quick 2 3-pointers, followed up with an and-one play. He just really set the tone for Panathinaikos that they meant business here today. They needed to win against Fenerbahce.
Costa, congratulations. What a night for Panathinaikos. What a night for you. You really carried this team with 23 points, with organizing amazing the offense, playing defense, with your leadership above all and your experience. How do you feel about that?
First of all, it's a great win. Fener was in the first positions, and we knew that they are coming from 6 wins in a row. Personally, I try to do whatever the team needs from me. Generally, lately, I feel good, and today, I think generally we make good job. We miss big guy, as you know, and we have to make extra effort. I told you in half time that it's always a well-prepared team, and you have to be ready for 40 minutes. I think we made a good job, and we keep the winning mentality.
So, we know what kind of player you are. There's no doubt about your talent, but, seeing the most decorated when it comes to titles and personal distinctions player on this court, the most experienced player, diving to the floor to save a ball, playing this defense you played in those last seconds, it's fantastic. It shows a lot about what kind of player you are, why you have the career you have so far, and I think you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. You are so kind with me. I try to lead like example, and I try also to help in defense, to read the game. As you know, I'm the oldest in the team, and I try to give, I told you, the example. Most important is now to keep our heads down. We have one more very important game against Efes, because we want to be in the first 4 positions.
Thank you very much, Kostas.
A performance of character and quality from the captain, who did it all tonight. 23 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 1 huge steal towards the end.
Well, clear words of wisdom there from Kostas Lukas. He's saying, okay, let's enjoy this win, but we have to play another big important game this week against Anadolu Efes, and we want to make sure that we win that one as well. Otherwise, this win against Fenerbahce doesn't mean a thing. So he's saying everybody, let's focus.
Let's hear from his coach now. Here's Ergin Ataman.
Coach, congratulations on winning the first game of this double week. I know it was your goal. You have 1 more to go, and on Thursday. That was a tough game. It was really amazing to watch as a spectator. I know it was stressful to coach as a coach. What do you think made the difference in those last seconds for your team?
So actually, the game changed many times. Sometimes we control, sometimes Fenerbahce control. Yes, on the last possession, we decided to make an aggressive defense without any switching. To make an aggressive defense, and we made a very good. And I think that they used a little bit early, maybe the ball, and we have the lucky because they made a foul. I can say that I'm not so satisfied of the basketball that we played tonight. We didn't play our basketball, but with respect to Fenerbahce players, that they put great character, and it's not easy to play against us in this atmosphere, but they have chance to win the game. Also, we break the game when we were up 5 points last 2 minutes, but then immediately with they punish us with all 3-point shot with Biberovic, with Hayes, so with mainly on the shot. Anyway, so it's very important victory for us, for our standing position. Just 1 victory. Now we start to think for the Thursday FS game. That will be 1 more very tough game.
One more question, Coach. I know you're still adjusting out of this, the injuries and the absences you have, and it still looks like you're trying to find a lot of things with your players, who's going to play where. But I saw tonight a fighting spirit in the second half from all your players, from Kostas, from Nan, for Juanso, that he's here in front of me. Everybody was diving for balls. They were going for rebounds. They were cheering each other up. The people helped a lot, the crowd. But I saw a fighting spirit.
Yes, so actually we missed some important players. We missed something on the paint, some power on the paint, but we are trying to put more hustle offensively. Sometimes we are in trouble because we don't have an inside game, but we need to attack every time with some pick and roll, with some isolation. But the key is to make a defense, steal the ball, to go aggressive in offense, to find transition points. And tonight, most of the points that we find, it was like this. Actually, in pattern offense, we didn't create nothing because they make switch. When you
when you are not able to find score on the inside after switch, you are in trouble. But anyway, so we find the way. I'm very satisfied of the character of the team. But to basketball tonight, not very good. But okay, we won the game. Important win for us. Congratulations to Fenerbahce team. Also, they put great character. They didn't have the lucky on the last possession.
One more to go, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not completely pleased with Panathinaikos' performances, but they got towards their home numbers with a 30-point fourth quarter, lifted their shooting percentages to 50 on the inside, 45% on the perimeter. They got there in the end, George.
Well, and you have to agree with Coach Ataman that they show a lot of character there down the wire. They just really played physical and found ways to win the game in the absence of three centers.
Let's hear from their second top player tonight, Huacho Hernan Gomez.
So, as I said before in front of your coach, first of all, congratulations. You made a big step up in the second half, coming in that third quarter with 0 points, start shooting the ball, going for rebounds, cutting to the basket. Your teammates were passing you the ball, but you were doing a lot of hustle plays. So how do you feel about playing like that in the second half?
I mean, feel great. Feel great because we get the win. It was a tough win. They're a great team. And they always fight, and they are a great coach. They play really good basketball. But it was a crazy game of the game, and we got the win.
Coach said you guys are missing, and we all know because of the injuries, some big power inside the basket. But it looks to me that fighting spirit that you have, like I'm talking about the forwards more, it makes up for it a little bit. You know, you're going for the rebounds, you're doing the screens, you're getting charges, you dive for balls, you do all those things that big guys do. But you guys are doing it consistently, and you're helping this team a lot.
I mean, you have to do whatever you have to do to help the team to win. That's the next main mentality. Of course, I wish Omer, Matias, and Kostas playing because they are a huge player for us. But if they are not here, we have to do more things.
And last question. I know you always feel comfortable when Kendrick Nunn is playing good, but how about when Kendrick Nunn and Kostas Lukas are playing good?
That's a great duo. Even Jerian play amazing. Even Lorenzo, we know he's a great player. We got a lot of good players, and when they go out there, they do this magic.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yeah, he's filling some sizable sneakers in terms of the rebounding for Panathinaikos at a career-high 13 in the last game, a team-high 8 tonight. And in fact, all 15 of those points came after half-time.
Well, and they found a way to win. They had to adjust. They had to do things differently, and they hustled at the end. And deservingly, they won. It was a slimmest of the margins, only by 1 point, but that's what matters at the end of the day.
He was their third top scorer behind the backcourt brilliance of Slukas and Nunn that combined for 40. Their best rebounder also had a steal for that 20 PIR. Let's hear from the losing head coach tonight. Here's Sharunas Yasikavicius.
Coach, that was a very competitive game tonight. We watched high-quality basketball. Came down to details. At 1 point, what made the difference for Panathinaikos?
I don't know, Panathinaikos, what they're doing, what they're not doing is not important. I can know from my side that we didn't do our job today. From the early on, like we spoke at halftime, Panathinaikos was more aggressive. I told you at the entry, they were disturbing our offenses. And whenever we found out what was working for us, we could not continue to do what was working. So what was working for us, the ball movement, changing sides, and we continue holding the ball. So it's a tough one, there's no question.
Thank you very much, Coach.
His team got to 90 points on the offensive end again, but the second best defensive team in the competition, holding opponents to 80 on average this season. Panathinaikos 91, their offense prevailed tonight.
Well, anytime that you lose in a game that you had total lead changes of 18, you lose by 1 point, your 6-game winning streak is over. It's very tough. And you saw the pain there with Sharas. They're going to have to bounce back. They're going to have to regroup and play again in 48 hours. That's the nature of EuroLeague.
And it's no easy game in 48 hours as well, as they face Real Madrid back in Istanbul. Tough to take this one tonight. The first defeat in 7 for Fenerbahce. And 40 minutes that had absolutely everything. Offense in the first quarter, then it became a defensive duel. Lots of tactical twists, a million lead changes, no lead larger than 9. Hayes Davis throwing big blows, had 21 points on the wrong side of the result. A super night for Devon Hall, 14 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds from Hall, one of the best games of his career. But Panathinaikos come out on top with that 30-point fourth quarter.
Well, the leaders just really come into play at the end of the day. Nunn and Slukas, the killer combo, the killer duo, as Hernan Gomez called them, just wrestled their way the victory to their side, to the side of the Greens. A very important win in the double week.
A matter of millimeters, milliseconds, the finest possible margins. A game that was a feisty fight for the full 40. Guduric, a big three-point shot on that occasion. Only had 2 field goals. Nunn started with a bit of an off night in terms of scoring, but finished with 17 points, 7 assists, playing on 4 fouls, and made big free throws to win it, or 1 big free throw and then 1 miss to leave Fenerbahce with no time to heave it up with any kind of accuracy.
Look at the shooting from the outside. They were in the 20s, and they finished Panathinaikos shooting 10 of 22 with 45%, which is a very high number, a very decent number that any coach would take at any game. So the shooters did come to play in the second half.
We've seen the home power here at the Oaka tonight, and we see it everywhere else in the EuroLeague this evening as well. Home wins for Efes, Žalgiris and Crvena Zvezda. It's a big one for Efes to keep them in play-in contention. Bayern also have a big lead right now at home to Milan.
Well, in the fourth quarter, his first 5 games of the double week go on the home side.
And it's a win that lifts Panathinaikos back up into the top 4 after they'd fallen out with 3 defeats in their previous 4 games. They're up to 15-10 and only 1 win off Fenerbahce. Although Fenerbahce have that game in hand, they will remain off the pace. Olympiacos playing tomorrow. We'll try and create a 2-win gap at the top. A look at what's to come. Real Madrid in a couple of nights' time. Then we head into the break. Then back-to-back away games for Fenerbahce.
Well, nothing easy as far as the schedule, but what is easy in EuroLeague? Every game counts. Every one is difficult. You cannot underestimate anybody in this competition.
Panathinaikos back here in 2 nights' time to face the other Istanbul club, Ergin Ataman's former team, with whom he won back-to-back EuroLeague championships. And Efes beat Panathinaikos big time back in Istanbul earlier in the season. And then after the break, it's away to Asvel for a game here, a big one against Real Madrid, and then the derby of the eternal enemies down in Piraeus. The next chapter in the rivalry series comes on Friday. Barcelona hosting the league leaders Olympiacos. We see these 2 teams back in action, both on home court on Thursday. Panathinaikos against Efes here. Fenerbahce, Real Madrid back in Istanbul. Tips off round 26 in the back half of this big double game week. From me, Tim Long, alongside George Zidek, a pleasure having your company. Until next time, keep it 1 team, 1 way, 1 play. Keep it the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague.
Turkish Airlines EuroLeague in association with
I think that emotionally was a very good game for all people that watch the game here and watch the game in TV. But tactically, technically, so I'm not very satisfied of the basketball that we played tonight. Any case, many times we have a chance to break the game, but every time we make some turnovers, we miss very open shots, and then we gave them a 3-point shot 2-3 times with shot on the foul with Chandler, with Hayes, and we didn't find the way to break the game. After the last 2 minutes, when we were up 5 points, we have the control, but again we make some shots without balance, and we gave them chance to win the game. The only positive things is that we made a very good defense on the last ball, aggressive defense, and then we had lucky because they make one very unnecessary foul on the last 1 second, and we find a way to win the game. It's important sometimes to win that kind of games at night that we didn't play good basketball. It's important to win the game, and this season we beat 2 times Fenerbahce. It's very important for us.
Νομίζω ότι συναισθηματικά ήταν ένα έντονο παιχνίδι και πολύ καλό παιχνίδι για όσους έβλεπαν τον αγώνα είτε εδώ είτε από το σπίτι τους. Τακτικά όμως από την πλευρά του προπονητή σίγουρα δεν είμαι ικανοποιημένος από τον τρόπο που παίξαμε σήμερα. Είχαμε την ευκαιρία να κάνουμε τη διαφορά και να κερδίσουμε αβαντάζ. Ωστόσο όμως κάναμε κάποια λάθη και χάσαμε κάποια ελεύθερα σουτ. Δώσαμε και στην αντίπαλη ομάδα την ευκαιρία να βαρέσουν 2-3 τρίποντα στο φάουλ με τον Σανλή και τον Hayes. Δεν βρήκαμε τον τρόπο να πάρουμε το μεγάλο προβάδισμα, όμως στα τελευταία λεπτά όταν ήμασταν μπροστά 5 πόντους είχαμε τον έλεγχο του παιχνιδιού. Εκεί κάναμε κάποια βιαστικά λάθη, χάσαμε κάποια σουτ που δεν είχαμε καλή ισορροπία. Από τα θετικά του απόψινού αγώνα είναι το γεγονός ότι παίξαμε καλή άμυνα στα τελευταία λεπτά του αγώνα, στην τελευταία κατοχή και σταθήκαμε και τυχεροί, καθώς η Φενέρ έκανε ένα αχρίαστο φάουλ στον Άν εκείνη τη στιγμή, στα τελευταία δευτερόλεπτα. Βρήκαμε όμως τον τρόπο να κερδίσουμε τον απόψινό αγώνα, που είναι πολύ σημαντική νίκη. Ακόμη πιο σημαντική επειδή ήταν μια βραδιά στην οποία δεν παίξαμε τόσο καλά και φέτος έχουμε κερδίσει 2 φορές τη Φενέρ και αυτό είναι πολύ σημαντικό.
Υπάρχει κάποια ερώτηση για τον coach?
Hello, coach. Congratulations. I actually have 2 questions. The first one is concerning Ken. He had 4 fouls almost the whole fourth quarter, but you kept him in the game, taking a risk, and he only had 4 points before that point of the game. How did you approach that decision? And the second one is concerning Kostas Antetokounmpo, if you want to elaborate more on your decision to keep him out of the team. Thank you.
The decision about none to keep him all 4 quarters in the game when we had 4-4, it was, I am sure that he can reach finally statistic, because tonight, until the last quarter, he played with 4 points. That is not, he missed everything, but that kind of players, finally they find a way to score, and we need to his score. For this reason, I keep him on the court. We talk in all timeout to don't use to be smart, and he was smart to don't use to don't make foul, and he take very critical 2 shots that we come back to game and we go up 5 points in the last 2 minutes.
Το πρώτο σκέλος ερώτησης είχε να κάνει με τον Αν. Ποιος ήταν ο λόγος που ο προπονητής τον άφησε μέσα στο παιχνίδι στο 4ο δεκάλεπτο, ενώ είχε ήδη 4 φάουλ, παίρνοντας λοιπόν αυτό το ρίσκο. Ποια ήταν λοιπόν η τακτική του. Και το δεύτερο σκέλος είχε να κάνει με τον Κώστα Αντετοκούνμπο, αν ήθελε να δώσει περισσότερες λεπτομέρειες για το λόγο που τον άφησε έξω. Ο προπονητής απάντησε ότι δεν ήθελε, του έδωσε το ελεύθερο να παίξει στο 4ο δεκάλεπτο στον Κέντρικ Ναν, έχοντας κάνει 4 φάουλ, και μάλιστα πριν από αυτό είχε σκοράρει μόνο 4 πόντους. Όμως είναι ένας παίκτης ο οποίος βρίσκει τον τρόπο στο τέλος να σκοράρει και γι' αυτό τον ήθελα μέσα. Μίλησα και μαζί του, του είπα να είναι έξυπνος, να μην κάνει άλλο φάουλ, και όντως μας βοήθησε πάρα πολύ, διότι με 2 σουτ δικά του μας βοήθησε να κάνουμε το comeback, να επιστρέψουμε στο παιχνίδι.
Υπάρχει κάποια άλλη ερώτηση?
Coach, καλησπέρα και συγχαρητήρια για την νίκη. Δεδομένων των απουσιών που υπάρχουν στη θέση 5 και με δεδομένο επίσης ότι έχετε αναφέρει ότι δεν θα προχωρήσει ο Παναθηναϊκός σε κάποια κίνηση εκεί, είστε ικανοποιημένος από το πώς έχει ανταποκριθεί ο Γκέμπριελ με τον Μίτογλου? Ευχαριστώ.
To the roster, how satisfied are you with the combination of Gabriel and Mitoglou playing together in the roster so far?
I think every day they will be better, and there is no time now for think about new addition. We have a game, very important game Thursday against very good team, so we focus with this roster, and we will see on the next days what's going on.
Πιστεύω ότι κάθε μέρα θα βελτιώνονται. Δεν υπάρχει χρόνος αυτή τη στιγμή να σκεφτόμαστε για νέες προσθήκες στο ρόστερ. Έχουμε ένα πολύ δύσκολο και σημαντικό παιχνίδι μπροστά μας, αυτό με την Ανατολού Εφές, και θα πρέπει να εστιάσουμε την προσοχή μας σε αυτό με το υπάρχον ρόστερ και θα δούμε στη συνέχεια τι θα κάνουμε.
Άλλη ερώτηση?
Koç, öncelikle tebrikler in Turkish, sorry. Firstly, congrats to the win. 2 days later, as you said, you will play with the Anadolu Efes. What do you think about the next game?
Very dangerous team, Anadolu Efes. They show their power also tonight to beat Real Madrid in Istanbul. For us, it's not important which team we will play. It's very important to win all home court games. This is extremely important for our situation on the standings, to stay on the playoffs, to keep good
position for the playoff to continue to our goal for the future.
Η ερώτηση έχει να κάνει με το επόμενο παιχνίδι, με την Ανατολού Εφές. Ο ίδιος, ποιες είναι οι σκέψεις του coach για αυτό το παιχνίδι. Ο coach απάντησε ότι είναι μια επικίνδυνη ομάδα. Έδειξε κιόλας τι μπορεί να κάνει απόψε με το απόψινό της παιχνίδι απέναντι στην Real Madrid που την κέρδισε στην Κωνσταντινούπολη. Δεν μας νοιάζει ποιον έχουμε να αντιμετωπίσουμε. Αυτό που μας νοιάζει είναι ότι πρέπει να κερδίσουμε όλα τα παιχνίδια εντός έδρας. Αυτό είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό για μας. Έτσι ώστε να έχουμε μια πολύ καλή θέση στην κατάταξη της EuroLeague και να είμαστε στα play-off.
I think that all of us, staff, players, club, and our fans, very dangerous. Don't underestimate it, Anadolu Efes. We need to create the same atmosphere Thursday here. They have very good roster. Maybe in the standings, they are not in the good position right now. But they are very dangerous team and they have very good roster. And if we think that we miss some important players, our fans, this atmosphere to has the home court advantage in that kind of a games, it's very important. So it's very important to don't underestimate it after beat Fener for the FS game. FS is extremely good team.
Θα ήθελα να επισημάνω ότι δεν πρέπει σε καμία περίπτωση να υποτιμήσουμε τον αντίπαλο, την Ανατολού Εφές. Είναι μια πολύ επικίνδυνη ομάδα. Εμείς από εμάς, και εγώ, και το τεχνικό στάση, παίκτης, ακόμα και ο κόσμος, θέλουμε την ίδια ατμόσφαιρα και την Πέμπτη. Είναι πολύ σημαντικό για μας να έχουμε τον κόσμο δίπλα μας στα εντός έδρας παιχνίδια και ύστερα από την απόψινή νίκη στην Ευρώπη, στην και θέλουμε τον κόσμο δίπλα μας.
All right, good evening. Congratulations to Pau. Congratulations to Engin. From my side, like always, I would like to thank for the Pau people for welcoming me in such an amazing way. Like I tell you, it's always amazing to be back in Oaxaca, and now we must add, a very beautiful Oaxaca, and congratulate the club on taking such a huge steps forward. About the game, it's really difficult to talk, because I'm really not happy with how we play on offense. And we scored 90 points. With this, I thought that very limited ball movement that we have and very limited side to side. As soon as we're playing multiple actions and we're not holding the ball and playing what we got used to in the last 1 month playing Fenerbahce basketball, we're creating really great shots. Obviously, 91 points. We have to talk about some difficult shots by Pau, but Pau on offense in Oaxaca have 90, 94, 96, something like this average. So anyhow, I thought that we got away a little bit what made us really good in the last 5 weeks, and we need to get back to it.
You
need 3 papers, huh, for this?
It's all right. I got it. Συγχαρητήρια στον Παναθηναϊκό για την απόψινή νίκη και για άλλη μια φορά θα ήθελα να ευχαριστήσω τον κόσμο του Παναθηναϊκού, τους οπαδούς για αυτό το πολύ ζεστό καλωσόρισμα που μου έδωσαν. Πάντοτε είναι πολύ ευχαριστώ για μένα να γυρίζω εδώ στο ΆΚΑ και επί τη ευκαιρία να πω πόσο όμορφο έχει γίνει το ΆΚΑ και συγχαρητήρια σε όλη τη διοίκηση για αυτά τα βήματα μπροστά που έκαναν στην αναμόρφωση του γηπέδου. Σχετικά με το παιχνίδι, είναι λίγο δύσκολο για μένα να μιλήσω αυτή τη στιγμή. Σίγουρα δεν είμαι πολύ ευχαριστημένος με την επίθεση που παίξαμε, αν και σκοράραμε 90 πόντους. Είχαμε περιορισμένη κυκλοφορία στην μπάλα, κρατάγαμε πολλή ώρα την μπάλα στα χέρια μας. Ωστόσο, μόλις μπορέσαμε να κυκλοφορήσουμε την μπάλα καλύτερα και να παίξουμε το παιχνίδι που κάνουμε στο τελευταίο διάστημα, ουσιαστικά δημιουργήσαμε πολύ καλά σουτ. Ο Παναθηναϊκός φυσικά σκόρε 91 πόντους στο ΆΚΑ, κάτι στο οποίο συνηθίζει όταν παίζει εντός έδρας να είναι αρκετά επιθετικός στην έδρα του. Νομίζω ότι αυτό που θα πρέπει να κάνουμε είναι να συγκεντρωθούμε στα παιχνίδια στη συνέχεια, αν και νομίζω ότι ξεφύγαμε λίγο πνευματικά από τα πολύ καλά αποτελέσματα που είχαμε τις τελευταίες εβδομάδες.
Υπάρχει κάποια ερώτηση για τον coach, any question?
Καλησπέρα, welcome back coach. Η ερώτηση που θέλω να κάνω εγώ είναι ότι αναφέρθηκε στο νέο ΆΚΑ, το παλιό είναι από τους θρύλους του. Τι είναι αυτό που του άρεσε περισσότερο, το glass floor, οι κερκίδες, η όλη αίσθηση την οποία έχει συνηθίσει? Ευχαριστώ.
The cigar room. I saw this morning cigar room. I need to come here and enjoy it.
Αυτό που μου άρεσε περισσότερο ήταν ο χώρος των καπνιστών. Θα έρχομαι πιο συχνά εδώ για να το απολαμβάνω περισσότερο.
Υπάρχει άλλη ερώτηση?
Καλησπέρα, coach. Σήμερα πολλοί είπαν ότι είναι δύο ομάδες οι οποίες είναι φαβορί για την Ευρωλίγκα. Το είδατε και το πιστεύετε κι εσείς ότι τόσο η Φενέρ όσο και ο Παναθηναϊκός πρόκειται για δύο από τα μεγάλα φαβορί? Ευχαριστώ.
This is an incredible question. I really don't care, honestly. I really don't care. I think this is for the podcast, for you guys, and honestly, I really don't care if we are the favorites or not favorites. Power is not the favorite. So many things happening, injuries happening, stuff happening. You see how teams look 1 month, how much they improve into the next month, how everything is changing so fast. To be the favorite or not the favorite, I mean, you saw how Bayern was looking, then Olympiacos, then how bad Fenerbahce was looking. Madrid is coming back. Barcelona was great for some period. You need to come in the right moment, playing better basketball. The only thing I care is how to play better basketball. I thought that we really were playing good basketball last 4 or 5 weeks, practicing good. Now I hope we're not starting to feel too good about ourselves, because when you do that, you cannot play good basketball. The only thing, I think you cannot do anything in the second part of the season if you're not playing good basketball. It's not important. I don't care who are the favorites.
Ειλικρινά δεν με νοιάζει για το ποια είναι τα φαβορί. Αυτά ουσιαστικά είναι ιστορίες για να λέτε εσείς οι δημοσιογράφοι και όσοι κάνουν podcast. Πολλά πράγματα αλλάζουν δραματικά, τραυματισμοί στις ομάδες. Κάποιες ομάδες οι οποίες ήταν πίσω στην κατάταξη τώρα αρχίζουν και κάνουν ένα comeback, όπως η Real Madrid. Η Μπαρσελόνα πέρασε μια κακή περίοδο. Αυτό που με νοιάζει περισσότερο είναι πώς θα παίζουμε το μπάσκετ που ξέρουμε. Εμείς έχουμε παίξει πολύ καλά τις τελευταίες 4-5 εβδομάδες. Αυτό που δεν θέλω από την ομάδα μου είναι να εφησυχαστεί και να συγκεντρωθούμε πάλι στην προπόνησή μας και να παίξουμε τον μπάσκετ που ξέρουμε.
Άλλη ερώτηση, τελευταία.
Κόζου, καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα.
Η ομάδα σου ενισχύθηκε με τον Μπάγκο. Πότε περιμένουμε να τον δούμε να αγωνίζεται και τι είναι αυτό που περιμένεις από τον συγκεκριμένο παίκτη?
Well, again, the expectations we cannot know. I know we take in a player that hasn't seen the EuroLeague in the middle of the season. We know that it's a very good player. And then, with these players, you need to be patient. So we want to bring him in and see what's going on. We think that our roster is a little bit too short for these amounts of games. And, we believe in his future and we'll see what happens. But now I cannot, we need to see how he fits in, how he practices, how he takes the information. And it's really difficult to bring in players without EuroLeague experience in the middle of the EuroLeague, but we're hoping for the best, for sure.
Ακριβώς δεν μπορούμε να ξέρουμε τι πρέπει να περιμένουμε από εκείνον, διότι έρχεται στα μέσα τη σεζόν. Ξέρουμε ότι είναι ένας πολύ καλός παίκτης, πρέπει να έχεις υπομονή με τέτοιους παίκτες. Πρέπει να τον δούμε, να προσαρμοστεί στην ομάδα, να κάνει τις προπονήσεις με τους υπόλοιπους παίκτες. Σίγουρα πιστεύουμε σε αυτόν μελλοντικά. Θα πρέπει να δούμε πώς θα προσαρμοστεί και πώς θα πάει, γιατί είναι πολύ δύσκολο για έναν παίκτη ο οποίος δεν έχει ζήσει την EuroLeague να έρχεται στα μέσα της περίοδου αυτής.
Καλό βράδυ, coach. Καλή συνέχεια.
Good luck. Thank you for having me. Sorry.
Κυρία Ιωάννα και Μέγαξη.
Να έχεις μπει πριν. Να σου πω.
Ναι, κατάλαβα. Εντάξει. Από λάθος. Κάμερα. Έλα. Είσαι γαβλέα. Who's playing defense? Εσύ. Diving. Where's the ball? Give me the ball.
Μπράβο Κωστάρα.
Βάλε το, παιδιά. Μια χαρά.